this channel. I promise you, my name is Brian Craig, and I host a morning radio show that's on a whole bunch of radio stations in Ron DeSantis' free Florida. And, of course, we take live calls. We're going to talk about Speaker Trump and much more. Here we go. It's almost time. Oh, what an exciting day. I love it. I hope we don't get a speaker for 2 years. Don't you? Tell me in the chat, yes or no. Don't you like the fact that the government is not functioning? Isn't it awesome? No. They can't pick a speaker, but they think we need them to run our lives and make decisions for us. These people are out of their minds. Here we go.
In the name of our Lord and Savior, Moments of Scripture, every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Ah, yes. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And man, do we have a lot to talk about on the program today. There's no doubt about that. Oh, man, we're going to, of course, talk about all the great things that are happening. I can't hear myself in headphones. Am I on the air? Am I not on the air? Nope. All right, that's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, welcome. We'll start all over. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the program. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, The Steve Kane Show. Welcome, one and all, and man, do we have a lot to talk about. How exciting, huh? Here we have, it's Friday, January 6th, and the government of the United States hasn't been functioning for days now, really a full week. All right, it was a holiday weekend last weekend, first of the year, so Monday was a holiday. The government of the United States has not been functioning for an entire week. And have any of you noticed? Has it changed anything in your life? Those of you that get Social Security or something from the government, has your money not shown up? Is the military disbanded? No. No. Is the air and water the same? Everything is the same. And it really shows you how little the government does for us, especially the House of Representatives. All the House of Representatives do is spend our money to pay off their donors, pass rules, regulations, and laws to seize our rights and liberties from us, and then they go on cable news and cause divisions in this country between every group of people you can think of, right? Whites against blacks, blacks against whites, gays against Christians. That's all they do, blah, blah, blah. Here we are a week. The government has really been shut down. The House of Representatives, when it comes to the two houses of Congress, the House of Representatives is the most important of the two and the most powerful. And their primary importance is, of course, they control the money being spent. The entire country's government, the federal government, has been shut down for a week, and nothing has changed in our lives. And I've been saying all week, the biggest fear they have in Congress isn't who's going to be the speaker or even the MAGA 20 and all of that. Their biggest fear is they continue to be shut down, the government is not functioning, and the American people all of a sudden wake up and realize what I know is that they don't do anything for us. They cause us a lot of problems. So this is wonderful. It is beautiful. I love it. I'm very excited that the great Matt Gaetz from Florida nominated President Trump to be Speaker of the House, which of course is something I'm going to talk about right here in the beginning. But I do want to tell you, it is Fridays, and Friday, well, it is Friday, and on Fridays, Hey, I'm behind on my coffee, guys. You gotta wait. It's gonna take me about an hour, hour and a half to get caffeinated. I got some coffee. I went and got espresso with an extra shot of espresso on the way in this morning, but I have not had any of it yet. I haven't had time to drink any of it yet. But Friday is open phones on the program. We call it Open Manga Mic Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game to discuss on Friday's program. You're not limited to the topics and subjects that we bring up, myself or Steve, on the program. But we do have a lot of things to bring up, and hopefully you'll find some interest in having conversation about those as well. But again, it is open phones on Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game. And we really enjoy that. And of course, all our calls on the program are screenless. We screen the calls live on the air. We do not have a phone screener. Our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE1. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening to us. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Now, Matt Gaetz gave us part one, right? He voted for Trump once, nominated Trump the second time. This is awesome. This is awesome. And of course, they're flipped out in the Congress over this. And the great Steve Bannon. I love Steve Bannon. Don't you? Who does not love Steve Bannon? Steve Bannon is awesome. And one of the cool things about Steve Bannon is he just says what's on his mind. He doesn't care what anyone thinks. And he is the greatest campaign manager a presidential campaign has ever seen. When Steve Bannon organized that press conference with President Trump and the women that had been abused and raped and assaulted by Bill Clinton right before President Trump's one of his debates with Hillary, and he also, was Paula Jones, Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, and they had the limited. They had a small room, only so many chairs. And Steve Bannon also brought the woman who's now a grown woman who was raped as a young teenage girl by two men in their 40s, and Hillary Clinton represented the rapist of this little girl, defended them in court, and called her a Lolita. Remember that? And when Steve Bannon had this press conference of Bill Clinton's rape victims, physical assault victims, sexual harassment, everyone was there except Monica Lewinsky. And Paula Jones was wearing like a tracksuit. She looked like she was on The Sopranos. Remember this? And they were just going off. And President Trump was sitting there at the table. And I saw Steve Bannon leaning up against the wall. And he was just grinning ear to ear. Steve Bannon is amazing. So after Matt Gaetz nominated President Trump to be Speaker of the House, Steve Bannon just came up with an incredible idea. And I'll just summarize it for you, because he went into a lot of detail about it. Maybe I will as the show goes on. But Steve Bannon said that they should take that nomination as a serious nomination. And if these Republicans really believe anything that they claim to believe and stand for, they would not only nominate President Trump to be Speaker, they would make him Speaker of the House for 100 days so that President Trump could get the investigations going, get the witnesses set, get the committee assignments set, and we could get the investigations into the Biden regime going and stop this out-of-control spending. And I would call it the 100 days of Trump with Speaker of the House Donald Trump. It would be beautiful, brilliant, historical, and the Republican Party would get to accomplish everything they've ever told us that they've wanted to accomplish. And I think that's a pretty darn good challenge. Now, we're going to take a break. When we get back, I'll get into some more details on that and some of the audio sound bites. It was just a great day yesterday. I hope it continues today. I don't want them to have a speaker. I want this to go on for the next 2 years, unless it's Donald Trump. And I've been enjoying the entire week. On Fox News Channel, well, they have not been enjoying this. They're flipping out over there. We'll talk more about that, too, as the program goes on. But as I said, it is open phones always on Friday. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE1, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. What was off on the mic? It has to be an A and B?
It has to be in a program.
Oh, it wasn't in program. Oh, I didn't see it. I would have figured it out. I knew I was not on. I would have figured it out.
When I was doing the weather, I heard the intro come in, and I heard nothing. I'm like, oh, wait. And then, yeah.
I hit the record. I don't know if so you could use that.
Oh, yeah, that all works. because it was still an audition at least, so recording
Yeah.
everything just wasn't there. But everything's recorded. That's the good part.
Hey, that's what threw me off because I didn't hear myself in the headphones and I saw it was recording.
Yeah.
I thought it was something over here I didn't have in.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh, yeah. It's a great way to start out the year. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's tridimensional chess, like in Star Trek, you know? The board op is a lot nicer than the old one. That is true. That is true. I mean, how did you even know about the old one?
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m.
Oh, yes.
We'll read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m. The Steve Kane 2020.
Oh, yeah, the cruise is coming up.
Is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With
He's in the production room doing the updating the news and the traffic.
cocktail parties, shore
Whenever I move into the new studio, you'll get to see the new board. The board op will be where I'm at now, running the board, and I'll be in the other studio whenever we move in there.
Ian, why should listeners book right now? I blocked this curb space during the height of the pandemic, so we got some incredible deals. Call Ian right now and lock in your cabin. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Join us as we celebrate our president, Donald Trump. Make your reservation right now. 561-244-5779. No liberal stowaways allowed. You might have COVID.
Mm. Really? Great.
On the air since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Ah, yes. Welcome back, one and all. I am Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I'm wearing one of my Make America Great Again hats, and it's a great day to wear your MAGA hat. If you don't normally wear it, today's a great day to wear your MAGA hat because Donald Trump was nominated to be the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. It'd be amazing. I wonder if Trump became Speaker, would he wear the MAGA hat? You know, today, if you're on hold, standby. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Let me take a call or two, and then I'll bring up some more stuff. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oops. There you go. Now you're on the air. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Oh, here we go. Once. Twice. Sounds like you.
Yep. Oh, this is Rob from California, 60-year-old Rob.
Okay. What's up, 60-year-old Rob from California?
Yeah. The one that said, so yesterday, the day before my birthday, hey, I want to pay, excuse me, I want to pay.
You okay? You okay, Rob? You're hacking and coughing? You okay? All right. Try to do that before you call in. Like when you're on hold, do all that throat clearing before I put you on the air.
Thank you, Dr. Brian. I want to paint you a pleasant picture. Imagine if Donald Trump got elected as Speaker of the House. Imagine the look on Nancy Pelosi's face as she has to give him the gavel.
Well, we got a bit of that yesterday when he was nominated by Matt Gaetz, you could hear the gas. They were like in shock, and you could hear someone in the background say, "He tried to overthrow our government." You heard that? Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I talked to an old friend of mine yesterday. It was his birthday, and he is an anti-Trumper. And it's like, what? I mean, I try to tell him, I said, what about the Abraham Accords? He goes, no, I hate everything about Trump.
Did he give you a specific example? Did he give a specific?
I asked him. He just said everything.
Well, he's a. Let me ask you. He's a guy. Is he gay or straight?
I don't know.
You don't know.
30 or 40 years, I've never seen him go on a date or anything.
There you go. There you go. He's gay. And so he's gay and liberal, and so he doesn't like Republicans. And Donald Trump's a strong man. So he has a problem. You know, Donald Trump is not just a strong male role model. He's very masculine and commanding as a man, and your gay friend, well, that just intimidates him too much. Am I good or what? I mean, how my gaydar is so good, I detected it on your friend who's not even here on the part of the conversation. My gaydar is very good.
Well, you don't know anything about him except what I said.
Well, yeah, and you say you've known him 40 years. You've never seen him with a girl. Wow.
Or a guy. I've never seen him go on a date.
Well, he keeps that part. He obviously keeps that part secret.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's asexual. I never heard him talk about, like what he likes in a person.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, there's a large number of gays for Trump. I've never been to a Trump rally where I haven't seen a gays for Trump rainbow MAGA flag.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I want to tell you something. When he came over to Minden, Nevada in October, I'm like 4 hours away from Reno, and I wanted to so badly go there, but I have cataracts in my eye.
Oh.
With my eyes like this.
Yeah.
So, I was asking anybody I could, please, can you drive me up there? I want to go see this. I want to be at the rally. I want to go. Nobody would take me, Brian. I was extremely peeled.
Oh, you've never been to a Trump rally?
I didn't even, you know what? I didn't even watch that rally because I said, I want to be there live. I usually I watch the rallies. I said no. I didn't turn it on at all that day.
Well, MAGA people going to Trump rallies. Everyone needs to go to at least one. I've been to a whole bunch, but you need to go to at least one in your lifetime. It's kind of like the Muslims have to go to Mecca once in their lifetime. MAGA people need to go to a Trump rally at least once in their lifetime.
I want to go at least twice.
Oh yeah.
Twice.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're great.
Brian, can I ask you a favor?
I'm not gonna drive you to Reno if that's the favor you're gonna ask.
No. No, I was going to say, can you put me back on hold? I want to tell you something off air.
Really? This is interesting. Well, you want to tell me something off the air that you can't tell me on the radio? That sounds interesting. Yeah, what the heck? I'll put you on hold. I'm curious. I'll put you on hold. I'll talk to you off the air for 30 seconds because I don't have a lot of time. But are you guys probably more curious about what he wants to tell me off the air than what I'm talking about on the air right now, right? There's some mystery to that. Well, maybe I'll share. We'll see. We'll find out what it is. Maybe he's got some inside info or some inside intel. I don't know. We'll find out. I got to tell you guys, though, that when it comes to automotive repair, if you've not been to Champagne Automotive in Boca, you're missing out because, Champagne Automotive in Boca is something that is, I thought was impossible to find. An honest auto mechanic. And, they work on my cars, Steve Kane's family cars. And let me give you an example of how honest Champagne Automotive Repair are. Steve's son, Tyler, we put them to the test, took his car to one of those, national garages that you go to, and you're not really dealing with a mechanic, you're dealing with a salesperson, and they gave him a printout of all the repairs and maintenance that they said his car needed. Then he took the car to Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, didn't show them the list from the first place, and they looked over the car bumper to bumper, and Steve's son found out, and Steve was very relieved, but to find this out, because Champagne Automotive saved him a boatload of money, that the first place told Steve's son that he needed $843.12 in repairs and maintenance that the car did not need. $843.12 in repairs and maintenance that the car did not need. Finding an honest auto mechanic is not impossible anymore because of Champagne Automotive Repair. Give them a call. They're in Boca. Here's the number, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. They work on all makes and models. And those of you that take your cars to the dealers, they can do all the dealer work at a fraction of the price. 561-245-8101 for Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with
Yeah, what's up?
Greg.
Huh? Oh, okay. No problem.
From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot. All right, well, take care. Okay. 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 Not a problem. Take care, man. All right. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye. Nice guy. I'm not going to tell you what he said. But the mystery of what he said is more interesting than what he actually said. Mm.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
We have some overnight construction this morning in Boca Raton along I-95 heading southbound on Congress Avenue. 3 left lanes are blocked, but so far there is no delay in the approach. Southern Boulevard eastbound on Congress Avenue, 2 left lanes are also blocked there by construction. A multi-vehicle crash in Boca Raton also has a left shoulder blocked on I-95 heading northbound.
Oh, man. That's right. Oh, man. No, this is great stuff. Is there... just tell me, yes or no, would you like this to go on without Trump being speaker? Forgetting about... because, of course, we'd want that immediately. But short of Trump, would you be okay with there not being a speaker for 2 years? And the Congress being totally paralyzed, just voting on being who's going to be speaker every day for 2... I'd love it. Tell me yes or no. I think it'd be awesome. Oh, yeah. 10 years, exactly. Exactly. No. Why not, Mad Cow? Only one person says no so far. 20 years, yeah. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah. No, exactly. And only one person said no. Yeah, it shows how useless they are. Exactly. Exactly. They're completely useless. I'm going through like caffeine withdrawals. But that cup of coffee right there has 5 shots of espresso in it. So hopefully if I drink this, it'll kick in and I'll wake up because I'm pretty out of it. Oh no, this is beautiful. Congress is useless. All the essential functions of government operate. You never heard of Gaydar? Oh yeah. My wife's Gaydar is better than mine. She picks out people. Mm-hmm. Well, usually it comes with 4 shots. I asked for an extra shot of espresso because I didn't have any coffee this morning, so I'm a little out of it. They said that you're nicer than the old board op.
Oh, thank you.
That's an understatement. That's an understatement. I don't know how you guys know that Rich is not nice. I mean, because we were in different sides of the building, which was not by accident. There was a studio where his control room was. I was never over there for very good reason. You've got to have a lot of caffeine and energy to do a morning show. And I'm going through caffeine withdrawals right now. I've got a headache. And I'm feeling a little spaced out because I'm behind on my caffeine. I usually have all this before the show. Usually I just have the 4 shots. I got this with the extra because I'm behind. Well, I had to scream for him because he was either down the hall, or we were on the 5th floor, or outside smoking. So when something goes wrong, and he's downstairs smoking, and or the time when the station went off the air and he was like at 7-Eleven or something, that was beautiful too. Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah, that was great. Oh my gosh.
Presents a tale of long
Yeah, you would. Yeah, right.
lasting scent.
Right. I wish that was true.
We were on the
Are you kidding me?
bus when I caught
Since we moved up here because of the drive, I set my alarm for 2:30 in the morning.
life-changing.
Right.
Had to find its
Yesterday, because there's a whole business end of this, This is the easy part. I had meetings yesterday till about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
scent of game flame.
Then I got home. I had to record some commercials. Then I did my podcast. Then I have to edit the podcast, oh yeah. Oh man, welcome everyone. Today is one of those days where I have a lot of sympathy for Hunter Biden. I'll tell you why that is. I did not have any coffee this morning. I went and got coffee down the street from the radio station, and I've got this very tall cup of coffee that has 5 shots of espresso in it. And I'm going to drink every last sip of it, not just because I need the caffeine, but this costs almost $6 because of all the espresso, because I'm very far. But usually I have my coffee in the morning with 4 shots of espresso before I go on the air. And I spilled my coffee and couldn't drink, didn't have any espresso left. So I'm behind on my coffee, and right now I'm going through caffeine withdrawals. I've got a headache. Things are a little foggy. I'm a little out of it. And the reason I have sympathy for Hunter Biden, if I can't give up caffeine, how can I give someone a hard time who can't for not giving up highly addictive things like crack and Russian hookers? And so I do. So I got some sympathy for Hunter today, but I'm drinking this coffee pretty quick, and by the time I get through it, I will have had 5 shots of espresso. I don't know how long it'll take to kick in, but there might be just spontaneous, like a miraculous transformation. And I just hope that the caffeine withdrawal headache goes away soon. And when I went to Starbucks to get this coffee this morning, I was really out of it, and I couldn't really even think too clearly because the caffeine withdrawals were really hitting me. And I was talking on the phone with Steve, and I was like, I don't know, man, this is going to be a tough show. And I go into Starbucks, and I thought I was like. I thought I was high because I was so out of it from not having any caffeine at this point. I thought I was like let me tell you what happened. So I go into Starbucks. The guy that's helping me, I guess the women are baristas, so the guys at Starbucks are baristos, right? Baristos? I don't know, whatever. So the guy has these earrings in his ears, that he has the holes in his ears where he has these earrings that are, I don't know, about the size of a $50. You know what I'm talking about? Which is just so strange. Then a black guy comes up, right, and in a wheelchair, and then a Muslim woman walked in a full burqa. And I mean, so I'm there with this guy in a wheelchair, the guy with these earrings, holes in his ears that are the size of $50, and this woman in a full burqa. And I thought, wow, I mean, I was like the minority. And I just felt like maybe this is the caffeine. Maybe this isn't real. I don't know. Maybe I'm, it just seems like a strange place I'm at right now. But anyway, we're here. It is Friday. It's Open Phones, our number one 888-GO-CANE-1. I'm Brian Craig. This is, of course, Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. So if you're on hold, stand by. So Fox News is just like in total meltdown mode because of the MAGA 20 standing strong. And we're really finding people, at least I am, that I have a lot of respect for, disappointed, leaving me feeling disappointed. And did you guys catch Judge Jeanine? Now, I've always been a big fan of Judge Jeanine. You guys like Judge Jeanine? Everyone likes Judge Jeanine. Well, she went after these MAGA 20 yesterday on the 5, and I'm very disappointed in her. And I know everyone says, oh, I love Judge Jeanine. Well, let me play this clip of her talking about the MAGA 20, and maybe you want to rethink how much you love Judge Jeanine. Listen to this. This is Judge Jeanine on the 5 yesterday.
Judge Jeanine, we are in, what was this, day 3? Yeah.
And here she is being introduced by Jesse Waters, who likes to wait in parking lots. While his wife is at home with his children, he likes to wait in parking lots after he's flattened the tires of young 20-something girls who work at Fox News and come in and try to rescue them, while his wife is at home with his kids. So he's a class act too, right?
Judge Jeanine, we are in, what was this, day 3?
Yeah, 10.
How does it feel? How are you feeling about all this?
I'm angry about it. You know why? They're making the Republicans look ridiculous. First of all, I like Kevin McCarthy. Okay, why wasn't this done ahead of time? Why are we doing this in front of the public? We look like a bunch of fools. Okay, and Lauren Boebert.
Okay, now that's one of the big talking points. We look like a bunch of fools. No, we don't, because we're not them, right? And the reason this wasn't worked out ahead of time, they knew this was coming. And Kevin McCarthy came in and threatened them. Remember, they came in and threatened them that they were going to take them off of all the committees and everything. And it didn't work. But anyway, back to Judge Jeanine.
Why are we doing this in front of the public? We look like a bunch of fools. Okay, and Lauren Boebert, with all due respect, I mean, the woman barely won her race.
Okay, now this is another thing. The woman barely won her race. Lauren Boebert won her House race by about 500 votes. And I remind you guys that President George W. Bush in 2000 won the presidency of the United States of America by about 150 votes here in Florida. So, if it's okay to win the entire presidency over 150 votes in Florida, winning by 500 or so in your congressional district, which is a very tiny thing, there's only about 250,000 people or so in a congressional, that's pretty good. And it doesn't matter, she still won, Judge Jeanine. It doesn't matter by how much.
Ahead of time. Why are we doing this in front of the public? We look like a bunch of fools. Okay, and Lauren Boebert, with all due respect, I mean, the woman barely won her race. You're holding out until Kevin falls. What is the alternative? What do you want? What is the option? What can people agree on?
Okay, now here's another thing. What is the alternative? She reminds me of a guy that hired me at one of my first radio jobs. He told me, if you want to be on the air, Brian, you need to start smoking 5 packs a day because it changes your voice. I don't know. Does she sound like a smoker? Oh, my goodness. I don't know. I like Judge Jeanine, but she's out of control. Okay, okay, so what's the alternative? Like, there's no alternative. It can only be Kevin McCarthy? Why are they so stuck on Kevin McCarthy? Does he have, like, naked photographs from the Eyes Wide Shut party of everyone that's voting for this guy? Why is he the only man that is okay to them? Like, there's no alternative, just Kevin McCarthy.
Okay, and Lauren Boebert, with all due respect, the woman barely won her race. You're holding out until Kevin falls. What is the alternative? What do you want? What is the option? What can people agree on? You want the Republicans to vote to get the Democrats to get a Speaker of the House? Can you imagine Nancy Pelosi saying, let me get some Republicans so that I can be the Speaker. I can put them on committees. This is an embarrassment, and I got to tell you that it's gone on long enough. It shouldn't.
Wait, did you guys hear that? No, not me dropping the phone. I heard some. Did someone let out some gas on the 5? Listen.
I can put them on committees. This is an embarrassment, and I got to tell you that it's gone on long enough.
Yeah, someone let out some gas on the 5. I don't know who it was, but I don't know if it was Judge Janine or I don't know who, but someone let out some gas there.
The Speaker, I can put them on committees. This is an embarrassment, and I got to tell you that it's gone on.
Wow, she says this is an embarrassment, and then someone farts on Fox News Channel on national TV. But the MAGA 20 and Lauren Boebert, they're an embarrassment.
Long enough. It shouldn't have happened this way. He's done everything. You're lowering the threshold to boot him to one person to get a vote, to boot him out of Congress. This guy raised $250,000. Half these people voting against him. How much?
Billion. He raised $250 million.
Okay, but for the House.
Right. There it went again. There it went again.
And these people that he gave money to are voting against him. What do they want? They have no other alternative. They're egomaniacs who've got no answers, and they ought to just be quiet and just go along with the majority at this point. If you don't want to vote for a bill, don't vote for it. And that's the end of it.
Okay. So, yeah, Fox farts. So, I didn't even notice that the last time, because I noticed it more because when I put that audio together on my computer at home, I wasn't listening to my headphones like I am now. But they're embarrassing. I like what she says at the end. This is completely insane. Listen to what she says at the end.
Have no other alternative. They're egomaniacs who've got no answers, and they ought to just be quiet and just go along with the majority at this point. If you don't want to vote for a bill, don't vote for it. And that's the end of it.
Okay, so the minority should just shut up and do what the majority says. Really? Really? Isn't that interesting? So what about, what's the Congressional Black Caucus have to say about that? Minority people are not supposed to voice an opinion and just go along with the majority? What about civil rights? Is that the advice you would have given to Dr. King? The Freedom Riders? All those kids who risked their lives sitting at those Democrat lunch counters? You're in the minority. Just shut up and dribble and do what you're told by the majority. That's all. Yeah. That's Judge Janine's advice. The minority should do whatever they're told by the majority. That's interesting. Call us on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our last break of the first hour and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6
I don't know what she is, Judge Janine. I don't know if you consider a woman a minority, maybe.
To celebrate, the next 40 True Oldies channel listeners who call 1-800-ALARM-ME will get a free doorbell camera and free home security system professionally installed from Slomin's when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. That's 100 years of being the best in total home security.
What an
For
embarrassment.
over 100 years, the Slomin Shield has had your back. Trust the best in total home security. To celebrate, the first
That just tells you they're part of the swamp over there. That's all. Part of the swamp.
State-of-the-art LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, a backup battery, and a doorbell camera for free with installation.
Either the coffee is going to wake me up and I'm going to be fine, or I'm going to be over-caffeinated and have problems for that. I can tell I'm waking up a little bit.
100 years of family-owned dedicated service. Slomin's, 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Brian Craig here. Right now, Mike Lindell is offering the My Pillow.
The swamp runs deep. Indeed it does.
$49.98, just $19.98 with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout.
No, I have, I don't even want to tell you how much caffeine I drink in the morning typically before I go on the air. My headache's so bad from the caffeine withdrawal, I loosened up my hat. Yes, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and everyone like the video. Well, I mean, Judge Janine, did it sound like she was letting out some gas there? My goodness, that's an embarrassment. Oh, yeah, I love caffeine too. I started drinking caffeine when I was 18, and I started like working when I got out of school. And I haven't stopped. I've cut back. I've cut way back. But I still drink more than the average person. I've cut my caffeine intake back by about half. I've been talking about that the last couple days about McCarthy and Trump.
This is Lori Kane.
Got a full board of calls, so we'll go to the calls first, and then I'll tell you guys what I think.
Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care.
That is true. If I get over-caffeinated, Christine, I may have heart palpitations live on the air. It won't be the first time. That's what happened when I collapsed and Steve had to call the paramedics. I had too much caffeine.
That's 954.
I didn't want to say that first time, but man, like, should I bring you water?
Yeah, really. I usually drink a bottle of water on the way in, and I didn't do that today. I'm all messed up. All right. Yes, yes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We have a full board of calls. Oh, man. You know, I want to tell you, I was just listening to the recorded commercial for the doorbell camera from Sloman's. And, you know, I've been telling you guys, my daughter moved to California, and she took everything of hers that she wanted except her cat, because she's got an old cat. Cat's, I don't know, over 10 years old, maybe 13, 14 years old. And our cat, well, my daughter's cat, is a house cat. And she calls and checks in all the time on that cat. And a couple weeks ago, this before my daughter moved, but she was out there visiting, getting ready to move. I left the house, and I got a notification from the doorbell camera as I was getting ready to pull out of my development. So I stopped and saw what it was, and I almost didn't. I'm like, what is that? Who's at my front door at this hour of the morning? I thought it might have been an Amazon delivery, and I checked, and it was my daughter's cat had gotten outside, my daughter's house cat, and I had taken out the garbage, and I guess she snuck out while I was taking out the trash, and she came back to the door, and I only found out because she set off the motion sensor on the doorbell camera. And if it wasn't for that doorbell camera, who knows what would have happened to my daughter's cat. She might have hung out in front, or maybe she would have wandered off and gotten lost forever. And if that would have happened, I'd be in big trouble. The doorbell camera saved not just my daughter's cat, but saved me. I mean, my daughter would be very upset about that. And, you know, you can get a free doorbell camera from Sloman's. When you call, they'll tell you how, and you really should get one. You really should. Obviously, it's hooked up to my security system, and all that goes along with it, and that's great, you know. But the convenience of it is just unbelievable. You know, when people are delivering packages, you can see who's coming to your door. You know, I have so many solicitors. I've got a sign up at my front door that says no soliciting, and I still get solicitors. And what I've learned is solicitors don't know what soliciting is, right? They don't even know they're a solicitor. They think that's like prostitution or something, soliciting. You can solicit sex, but that's, you know. So I see them on the doorbell camera, and I never open the door. I don't have to go and look out the blinds, and then they see me, and then I try to hide. You know what the doorbell camera saved me from? Who were those, I shouldn't even tell you guys this story. Who are the people that come to your door? They're not regular Christians. Jehovah's Witness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That doorbell camera has saved me on more than one occasion from the Jehovah's Witness. I'm telling you, and you open the door for the Jehovah's Witness, it ain't shutting. It's not shutting, but the doorbell camera say, listen, call them. I know. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I love it. I love it. You know, I just do. I do. But anyway, listen, get your free doorbell camera. Call Sloman's. They'll tell you how. 833-283-5050. I don't know. Should I just do that in the spot about the Jehovah's Witness? Hey, 833-283-5050. This is what happens when I'm undercaffeinated. I told you, I'm getting crazy and saying things I probably shouldn't say. But anyway, give them a call, 833-283-5050. All right, I got a full board of calls. Oh, my goodness. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What? You okay?
I want to tell you, it's Jim.
Hey, Jim, why are you whispering, Jim?
Listen, what I tell you, Judge Janine, I don't agree at all. But what I want to say is,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Oh, my goodness. I'm not even getting to the part where I have to use the dump button on that guy. Oh, my goodness. You know what really is, the weirdo callers that call us like this guy, the heavy breathers and everything. Do you know what's strange about this? And this is, the nature of the beast. All these weirdos and creeps and he was building up to something with the heavy breathing. These are grown men. And not only are they grown men, a lot of them are old men. 60, 70, 50, 80. These aren't like young kids that are out of school who are playing on the phone. These are grown men. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. This is Nick from Baltimore.
Hey, Nick. What's up?
I just wanted to tell you real quick, just like I said many, many moons ago, Fox News is no good. And you can see how they all turn and are all establishment, even Judge Janine. And Tucker was weird last night, too.
Really? What did Tucker do?
He was pushing for McCarthy, but he was kind of, kind of not, but he was there. He was saying, well, he was kind of in McCarthy's camp. And it was just really...
Well, a lot of people don't... A lot of people don't realize this, okay, about Fox. Why do they give so much time to Karl Rove, who's a bore, right? Karl Rove is one of many that is involved in major ad buys on Fox News throughout the country when it comes to political ads. And a lot of the mega corporations that are donors to Congress also do big ad buys on Fox News. And a lot of their bias... It's not just like they hate Trump. They do, but it's not just that. They have a lot of conflict of interest because of, Karl Rove and these guys are like advertisers, sponsors of Fox News.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've got they wield a lot of power over Fox. But I'll leave you with this. With respect to Trump and being Speaker of the House, that'll be really great. And all of this is Trump's working here. And it's the art of the deal to reverse the steal.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you something. This idea that Trump being Speaker I know is far-fetched, but anything that gums up the works and stops the Congress from functioning, to me, is a good thing. Rush used to talk about this a lot. Government shutdowns are great because when they're open for business, they're spending our money and taking our liberty away.
Right, and they're not getting paid, by the way. Work gets done.
Not only are they not getting paid, they're not even really members of Congress. They're all congressmen-elects right now. If you notice that, even I didn't think about this till Maxine Waters got called upon, and she threw a fit, and she was referred to as Congresswoman-elect by the clerk that was handling it, and it didn't really register to me. None of them are members of Congress right now. They're all congressmen-elect, isn't it?
That's great, But it shows you that they're really useless. They're just a bunch of lobbyists, and they just make money for themselves, except for Matt Gaetz and a few of the MAGA people.
And I noticed something. I do too. Santos, that the media was attacking because of all of these things. Santos has voted for McCarthy in every vote. Every vote. And all of a sudden, I've not seen stories about him being a sleazeball. All of a sudden, have disappeared from the news.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, last week he was the scummiest man ever elected to Congress, And now that he's voting for McCarthy, I haven't seen one negative story about the guy all week.
That shows you. See, it's all establishment.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pepsi versus Coke. It's still cola.
That's right. All right, take care. Nick from Baltimore. Take care. Good call. All right, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yep, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Richie.
Oh, hey, Richie.
Yeah, listen, Matt Gaetz was on Laura Ingraham last night. You know that?
Yeah, you just told me.
Well, Matt Gaetz said, listen, it's okay McCarthy becomes Speaker of the House because he's going to be the Speaker of the House in a straitjacket. Because what they've done is, and this is where Judge Janine is an idiot. She might have been a prosecutor and she's got a big mouth on television, but she's stupid. The fact is, this is all about negotiating for the MAGA people, so they get into positions that they control. They control McCarthy.
And if you and President Trump, if you noticed, President Trump came out. Forget about what he said months ago. President Trump came out a couple days ago, said support McCarthy, and then all of a sudden McCarthy starts caving on everything. Trump came in and got McCarthy to give out almost everything to the one thing they don't want to really do is have that vote on term limits because they don't want people to see them voting against term limits. That's a big deal to them, if you've noticed.
Mark, no, they can't. The term limits, the Supreme Court's already ruled on it. Mark Levin's constitutional. He said that they can't give them anyway, even if they do the Supreme.
They can vote on it. They can vote. They can vote on it.
It's not constitutional. So term limits are not constitutional. It started with Roosevelt. It's in the Constitution.
No. But they can still vote on them, and okay, and yeah, no, it does matter because it would be nice to see these people that think they have a job for the next 50 years vote against term limits and know who's who. They don't want to have the vote on it because they don't want the exposure of it.
Well, all right. I'll talk more. Have more time. But here's the thing: Matt Gaetz basically said he'll never vote for McCarthy. So Laura said, "You see, you're a hypocrite." He said, "No. He's the biggest. He has his own PAC money. He goes after people, and he also is the biggest with the lobbyists and all of this stuff. He's the reason why Washington is the way it is structurally, and he wants it all changed." So it's okay. Hey, I don't care how long this goes on, but they're getting their way.
So what do you think? What do you think's going to happen? You think we're going to? Because they're starting to say, well, there's going to be a deal on the table.
McCarthy's going to get it. McCarthy's going to get it.
When?
Probably either today or Monday.
Yeah.
He's going to get in but the deal is he's going to get in, but he's going to get in with a straitjacket. He's giving up.
Well, that's what I was saying yesterday. If he gets in, if he becomes the speaker, Kevin McCarthy, he's not going to be the same speaker that he would have been 3 days ago. He would have been an establishment jerk. Nothing would have happened. He's giving up so many things just to get that title. He's going to be a figurehead.
This is all about negotiation to get our way in there because guess what? Paul Ryan turned his back on the Freedom Caucus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they don't want to happen again. And they're doing the right thing. And all of these people that are pushing McCarthy, they're pushing the same old thing with these giant bills and everything else. We're tired of it as taxpayers. We're not the piggy bank for these people anymore.
That's right. All right, Richie, take care. Okay, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. When we come back, there's much more to talk about. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. We'll be back with your calls and much more after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3.
Oh, boy.
You see what's going on in Mexico?
Mm-mm.
They captured El Chapo's son.
Oh, really?
The military and the cartel are at war right now. And they're
Oh.
all the citizens to stay inside.
Well, I'm glad we're not going to Mexico.
Yeah.
A couple weeks. Oh, my goodness.
Any time for the border to really be looked at right now, it's
Oh, yeah. We need to wake. Yeah, I'm starting to wake up now with the caffeine finally, but I don't think the headache's going to go away. Once I got that, that's there. Well, thank you, real Chris. Oh, yeah. Do you, yes or no, not do you want, do you think McCarthy's going to end up being speaker? Or are they going to have to pass him over, yes or no? Will Kevin McCarthy end up being the speaker? Not what you want, will it happen? I'm curious. No. Mm. You know, it's very, very hard for them to back down and change the vote at this point. Mm-hmm. He is arrogant. In a few minutes, I'm going to play a little clip of him. He did a little press conference in the hallway yesterday. He's very weak. Most people are saying no. Well, some are saying yes now. I don't know why they're so dug in on him. If they pick someone else, the MAGA 20 would have to start breaking the other way. Let's see. Oh, man. Oh, no, I'll be on YouTube this weekend. I'll have some. There's so much going on. I will be doing some updates over the weekend on YouTube. No doubt about that. So make sure you're subscribed. And click the notification bell, guys. Oh, yeah, Brian Craig for speaker. Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, I would immediately turn the power over to Trump if they made me the speaker. I would force a vote on Trump to replace me.
Bergman Jewelers, located within the Alton Town Center in Palm Beach Gardens, has been a top buyer of estate jewelry for 45 years. Ray Bergman is highly respected for his expertise in fine jewelry and always offers top prices for classic, one-of-a-kind, or designer pieces. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Bergman Jewelers is always honest and professional. Bergman Jewelers offers an exquisite selection of new pieces, modern and vintage. Are you in search of that one-of-a-kind piece? They can design it for you. Bergman buys fine watches like Cartier, Patek Philippe, and many others. Do you find that you're no longer using certain pieces? Take them to Bergman Jewelers for a top offer. Bergman Jewelers pays the highest premiums. Bergman Jewelers buys gold, silver, GIA certified diamonds, watches, and jewelry. Located at 5340 Donald Ross Road within the Alton Town Center in Palm Beach Gardens. Visit their showroom today. Bergman Jewelers.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens.
That's right.
So excited to be celebrating 50 years here in South Florida. The Cohen family started their first health food store in 1972.
We'll be back in 90 seconds.
The largest locally owned family-run health food stores in the area.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathics, diet
Let me check out Gaetz.
all your favorite top quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmines Market Plaza.
Oh, this was actually yesterday, not just now. This is what Gaetz just tweeted. He tweeted this, 17 hours ago. It's pretty good. I like it.
Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Hey, my True Oldies listeners, John Tish here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you don't trust an experience or two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend
I don't care if it takes 2 years.
whether you're in retirement and looking to retire,
I don't know, these MAGA 20, they're pretty dug in. If they cave, they'll look like fools. They can't just cave. This is a very old iPad. I keep it because it has the headphone jack in it. I can just easily plug into the board and stuff to play the audio. I only use it while I'm on the air. I don't use the iPad any other time. I mean, I got a new iPhone, and I've got the biggest size iPhone. What's the new one? The 14 Pro. That's almost as big as an iPad Mini. All righty, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, the countdown to Valentine's Day has begun, and if you want to really wow your significant other on Valentine's Day, take them out to dinner at Anne Marie's in Pompano. You know, the food is spectacular. We've talked about the food all the time, right? The food is out of this world. Everything is homemade. Grandma's right there in the kitchen, and the food is just spectacular, homemade Italian food. You won't find Italian food like this. It's all homemade. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But what we don't talk about is the atmosphere inside the restaurant too much, because to me, it's all about the food, but the atmosphere is beautiful. It's a very romantic place. You know, they have a wine club, so they have like a wine cellar in there. It is beautiful, it is romantic, and it's a great spot to go for Valentine's Day at Anne Marie's. Give them a call. See if you can make a reservation for Valentine's Day. I'll give you the number, 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. Anne Marie's is in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road. All right, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Helen from Kansas.
Oh, hey, Helen.
Hi. I have two things I want to comment on. Okay, first of all, these brave, courageous, patriotic MAGA standing up for we the people, they need to get any promises that McCarthy makes in writing, so it's legal, and they can be taken to a court of law and documented that he promised this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you can't trust this guy, so you need to get it in writing.
I agree. I wouldn't trust him. That's good advice. I would not trust it. Have it in writing and come out to the press and show it to them with his signature.
Exactly. And the second thing I want to say is Steve Kane said, you said that Steve Kane did not want to say that he was a Jew Christian.
No. I think that might be anti-Semitic what you just said. No. No, Steve is a Christian and a Jew, but there's hold on, slow down. But there's an organization called Jews for Jesus. That's an organization. Jews for Jesus is an organization. And for some reason, he doesn't want to be connected to Jews for Jesus. But sometimes they say, now this offends a lot of people, but sometimes they say that Jewish Christians are completed Jews. I don't know if Steve considers himself a complete, I've heard that, you know, but yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Because he should never be apologized for his being of the tribe of Judah, because the tribe of Judah is of the kingship. Mary was of both, through her dad, the tribe of Judah, and through her mother, the tribe of the Levites.
It wasn't the question, it was the way, the word choice she used.
So that made Christ both of the tribe of Judah and of the tribe of Levi. So he's both of the kingship and the priesthood. So,
well, you know, Steve's not apologizing. No, Steve's not apologizing or anything. He just doesn't want people to think he's with the Jews for Jesus organization. Okay, you don't hear about Jews for Jesus too much anymore. They used to be like the Hare Krishnas all over the place and stuff like this. And I don't know what it is about the Jews for Jesus that Steve doesn't like, but it's an organization. It doesn't mean he doesn't want to be affiliated as a Christian who's also a Jew. And I tell this to people quite often. All Christians are Jews. Christianity is Judaism, okay? It is Judaism. They just changed the name to Christianity.
All Christians are Jews.
No, it's true. No, Christianity is Judaism. It is the prophecy of the Messiah fulfilled. So Christianity is actually Judaism.
Well, oh no, because
Yeah, oh yes.
no, Christ is Christ. He was both of the tribe of Judah and Levi.
I understand all that, and you're not incorrect, but all Christianity is Judaism. Hey, but listen, Helen, thanks for the call. Oh, by the way, the football player that went into cardiac arrest, he agrees with me. And all of you people out there who said that I was just so out of control and mean and nasty and heartless that they shouldn't have stopped the game, the first thing the guy said when he woke up was, "Who won?" And while that's being widely reported, what I've not seen anyone ask is, how did they reply to that? The guy comes out of a coma. Did they say that? Did they lie to him and say, we won? Or did they tell him, your teammates are a bunch of girls and we stopped the game? So all you our listeners out there who were giving me a hard time throughout this week that I said they should not have stopped the game, the guy said they shouldn't have stopped it. Who won? And I bet you they lied to him. Do you think they told him that they stopped the game? I bet they said, you won. I bet they did not lie to him. Yeah. All right. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Oh, man. And that poor guy from ESPN that they're giving a hard time to. They should back off of that. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Hello. Yeah. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Randall from Lakeland.
Hey, Randall.
Hey, what's going on, Brian? Hey, I have a question for you. Since this is Friday, we can ask pretty much anything, right?
Well, there are some. Well, let's find out. I don't want to say yes to that until I hear what you're going to ask.
It's in the ballpark.
What is it, 22.380?
No. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Remember the trumpeters that put that case before the...
SCOTUS?
Which, to be more specific, tell me what it is. I don't know the document number.
Okay, it's document
number 20.
No, I don't. What is it? I don't want the number. Tell me what it is.
It's the Brunson versus Adams case.
I don't even.
The politicians not upholding their oath of office and investigating election fraud.
No, nothing's going to become of that. Oh my goodness! Why you give me? That's like calling in and giving me your social security number instead of your name. Yeah. So Hamlin woke up and said, "Who won?" And when this is all over, and he recovers, it's going to be very interesting what happens to him in the press conference, because I'm expecting a press conference from him at some point. Hopefully he'll be able to have one and speak properly and everything else, because we want Hamlin to do well. But I bet you by the time he gets to a press conference, they will have done a workup on him where this who won thing changes into he's happy that they stopped the game. I'm telling you, they'll get to, if he's capable of ever doing a press conference, they'll get to him and make sure that he backs his team from stopping, that they stopped the game was the right thing to do. But it's so nice to be vindicated by Hamlin himself, by the person who went into cardiac arrest agrees with me. So some of the calls this week on this have been some of the nastiest calls I've ever gotten on the program. Remember the one guy who called and said, if someone in your family died, would you still go on your cruise? Remember that guy? You all owe me an apology. I think, I don't expect it, but you guys should be calling in today apologizing. All right, we'll take our first break of the second hour. When we come back, there's much more to talk about. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
They told him when he asked who won, they're like, you did.
Yeah.
You won at life.
Yeah, that's what they meant. They didn't mean the game. Yeah, they lied to him.
Really?
They lied to him.
Sounds like a corny, cheesy movie.
I don't even know if I believe that.
I don't believe that either.
What do you guys think? Do you believe that?
They're mad because he didn't give the question that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, they're not even redoing that game. They're just throwing it up as a forfeit, and they're just moving on with it. So it's messing up the whole playoff scheme now.
It's going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station
Yep.
monitoring.
I'm vindicated by Hamlin. That's right. He agrees with me. You think they told him that they stopped the game and didn't continue? I don't think so.
If they did, he definitely stopped.
Exactly. They got to tell him what he wants to hear for his health. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not seeing... Oh, here it is. Never mind. Everyone's dying. No, it's true.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Damar Hamlin not only agrees with me, vindicated me, and your apologies are very much welcome on the phones today, since Hamlin agrees with me at 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Are you in pain? Well, if you answered yes, that means you haven't taken my advice yet and gone to see Dr. Appleton and talked to him about his laser away pain treatment. You know, Dr. Appleton's laser away pain treatment works on so many kinds of pain. I have a list here that is not even a complete list of all the pains that the laser away pain treatment with Dr. Appleton can rid you of. A lot of them I can't even pronounce. But a lot of them are pretty common stuff. Arthritis, like I had, bursitis, work injuries, sports injuries, sprains and strains, repetitive motion injuries, post-surgical swelling, neck and back injuries, knee conditions I can work on with me, tinnitus, sciatica, spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia. Yeah. I mean, there's many rotary tears, herniated disc, acute pain, chronic pain. If you're in pain, you don't have to be. Call Dr. Appleton. He's open 6 days a week, which means Saturday is the 6th day. Appointments are not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome. By the way, the laser away pain treatment, there are no injections, no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Oh, yeah, completely 100% painless. Here's his number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. The laser away pain treatment works. I know it works because it worked on me on 2 parts of my body with 2 different types of pain, one arthritis and one my knee injury. Give him a call. Stop suffering. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710 and online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, now before I get back to McCarthy, I wanted to play this one clip of Mayor Pete. This guy's a real piece of work. He went to the Invictus Games, which I'm not even sure what that is. I saw the movie with Matt Damon, and what is that? I don't even really know what that is. But anyway, Mayor Pete flew on a private government jet to go to the Invictus Games, and he was called out on it. Listen, here he is.
You also brought your husband Chasten on a military aircraft.
Now, this is really the brave new world we're in. This is Brett Baer, by the way, on Fox News Channel, talking to Mayor Pete. And it's not. It's a controversy. This is where we are in 2023. It's a whole new world that I never would have thought years ago we'd be living in. The controversy with Mayor Pete is that he took a government jet to the Invictus Games, not that a cabinet secretary who's a man has a husband, right? How many years ago would we have had to go? Who would have been president if it came out that a cabinet secretary was a man and had a husband? Would that be scandalous? How far back would we have to go? I don't think that far. I think if we went back to Bill Clinton's time, that if it came out that Bill Clinton had a gay cabinet secretary who had a spouse of the same sex, it would have been a big problem in the country. And I know, you know how I know that? Janet Reno. Janet Reno was the Attorney General. She was gay, and she didn't have a wife because the gays couldn't get married then. But we had her on the show. I called Janet Reno at home, and that lady that answered the phone was her longtime gal pal, okay? And she kept it in the closet that she was gay. So we know at least in Bill Clinton's time. But it's really amazing to me that it's not a controversy that a man who's a cabinet secretary has a husband. The jet's the least of the controversy, you know, but I guess I'm getting old. Anyway, back to Brett Baer and Mayor Pete.
You also brought your husband Chasten on a military aircraft to attend a sporting event in the Netherlands. Was that
That's what it's been to put on.
No. But was that reimbursed? Because that was one of the controversies
Of
with
course
the
not.
price.
I led a presidential delegation to support American wounded warriors and
The Invictus
injured
Games.
service members, the Invictus Games. Before me, it was the Secretary of the Army under President Trump who took that trip with his wife. Before that, it was Mrs. Trump as First Lady who went to the Invictus Games. Before that, Mrs. Obama did the same thing.
Sure.
And I guess the question on my mind is, if no one's raising questions about why Secretary Esper and his wife led that delegation, and as well they should have, then why is it any different when it's me and my husband?
Understood.
Okay. First off, when Esper went, people did in the left talk about it and were ticked off about it and called in demands. But Mayor Pete, I like how he compares himself to two first ladies. That's interesting, huh? Maybe it's not all that surprising, but it's interesting he compares himself to women. But with all that being said, with Mayor Pete there, okay, anytime he's challenged, he gets angry. But what he says at the end, listen.
The question on my mind is, if no one's raising questions about why Secretary Esper and his wife led that delegation, and as well they should have, then why is it any different when it's me and my husband?
Understood.
Okay, this really ticks me off. Mayor Pete is implying that there's a controversy about him using the jet because he's gay and has a husband. It's not even part of the question. In fact, when Esper did it, he got in trouble. They're always calling out John Kerry on this, and people have been called out, including Pelosi. The first time she was speaker, I don't know if she does it these days because her and her husband are, got a weird thing, but the first time she was speaker, Pelosi used to fly home every weekend to San Francisco, and as speaker, she's got her own government jet, like an Air Force One kind of thing. And this has always been a controversy. And Mayor Pete, anytime he is questioned and his feet are held to the fire, he plays the gay card. Like they're just asking him these questions because he's gay with a husband. No one cares that you're gay and that you have a husband, Mayor Pete. What people care about is, one, you're an incompetent jerk. There's a baby formula crisis going on. The shortage on diesel fuel continues. There's a shortage on tampons and maxi pads. And there is still a supply chain issue in this country. And you don't do your damn job. Why are you flying off going to the Invictus Games? But, Obama used to do this. Anytime Obama was challenged, he would play the race card as a defense. And that's the way it is. And You see this in Mayor Pete every time he is questioned. And he's also a liar. You know, he got busted about a year and a half ago. You know, he's all into this green crap. And he was on the news riding his bicycle to a cabinet meeting at the White House. And he looked like Pee Wee Herman riding a bicycle, okay? He had this old-time 1960s looking bicycle, and he wore a helmet, a bicycle helmet, which I've never worn a bicycle. Well, I do have a scooter, a motorized scooter. I do wear a helmet on that, but I've never worn one on a bicycle. And he rode it. Well, some footage came out that a pedestrian caught. While the media reported that he rode his bike to the White House, he only rode his bike about 1, maybe 2 blocks. He had 2 Secret Service SUVs. They parked down the street. The bike was in the back. The Secret Service took the bicycle out, and he got on it and rode the bicycle 1, maybe 2 blocks. And so he's also a liar, Mayor Pete. No one cares that you're gay and have a husband. They care about these other things. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
Okay. Oh, I know. What a jerk. I wear my helmet when I ride my scooter. And it's a small scooter. What is my scooter? 150 cc's, my MAGA scooter. I wear a helmet on that. But on a bicycle? Bicycle helmets are for girls. No. But he uses the gay thing as like a shield. If you ask him a tough question, all of a sudden you're a homophobe. You know? What's going on with Starlink? I've got the Starlink internet on the cruise. Did something happen to Starlink? What happened? I missed that story. Ty, thank you. Everyone thank Ty. Did something happen with Starlink that I missed? Oh, I thought you were talking about Elon Musk's internet. I'm sorry, Rome. Is your cat? Okay. Yes, pray for Starlink the cat. I'm sorry. You can't look cool wearing a helmet on a bicycle. No. I wear one when I ride my scooter, and it's a 150cc scooter, but it's also a better ride with the helmet, not just safety. The wind is better with the helmet on. Plus, I got a shield in front of it. Things fly up all the time. Rocks fly up and hit my helmet shield over my face all the time. And every time it does that, I'm like, oh, that's awesome that I got the shield on my face and I'm not helmetless like these jerks. No, we're not going to be broadcasting on the radio from the cruise ship, but I'll stream on YouTube. You'll see me on YouTube on the cruise. Mm-hmm. He beat cancer. I went out with this girl who had a cat that she was going through kidney failure, and she put her cat on kidney dialysis. Will I be drunk? No, I don't think I'll live stream on YouTube intoxicated. No, I might be hungover, but I don't know. I don't know. Did I live stream Buzz last time? I don't think so. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the girl that I went out with, this was crazy, okay? So she got kidney dialysis for her cat, which I thought was insane, okay? And I told her so. She broke up with, I'm not making that, she broke up with me and started dating the vet. I'm not kidding. Pretty bad. I know. No, I'm serious. It was worse than that too. She was a radio person. She broke up with me on the air, live on the air, and then like the next day she was talking to the vet, her new boyfriend, on the air. It was awful. It was pretty embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Yeah. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. No. It was not funny at the time. No, it might be funny now. It was not funny then. Oh my God, everyone was laughing at me. It was humiliating. And I was getting calls on the air about it. Oh my gosh. Every call was about it. It was awful. Oh no, I'm glad now, yeah. No, the callers were loving it. Oh, thanks, Ty. Appreciate it. Well, that's true, Charles. When we're on the cruise, we'll be running best of shows. I usually still get up early in the morning and have coffee. They got a nice coffee bar. They got like it's nicer than Starbucks, and it's free. It's included. It's a week, Saturday to Saturday. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Gotten through half the show with my caffeine withdrawal, and the headache is still here from the caffeine withdrawal, but I am more clear-headed than I was at 6 a.m., I'll tell you that. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. You're listening to, of course, The Steve Kane Show. I want to play this clip. I apologize for this clip, but I want to play it for you of Prince Harry. Do you mind? Prince Harry is one of the most effeminate men in America today. I mean, he is just the definition of woke, wimpy guys. I mean, he is just, oh. So we gave an interview, I think this is with Anderson Cooper. So we got two manly guys here, Anderson Cooper and Prince Harry. And Prince Harry's saying a lot of stupid things. And in this interview, in this latest interview, and you know, he's getting really pathetic too, Prince Harry. He's kind of like Michael Cohen and the way Avenatti used to be on TV. He's just got to make stuff up all the time so he has something to be interviewed about. So he gave this interview and says that he might be a racist. Did you see this? This is unbelievable.
Was similar in some part to what Kate and what Camilla went through. Very different circumstances, but then you add in the race element, which was what the British press jumped on straight away. I went into this incredibly naive. I had no idea the British press was so bigoted. Hell, I was probably bigoted before the relationship with Meghan.
You think you were bigoted before the relationship with Meghan?
I don't know. Put it this way, I didn't see what I now see.
Okay, so he says he might have been a bigot before Meghan. You know, all this talk about the royals being bigoted, he thinks he might have been bigoted. You know, Meghan Markle, we're not going to talk about Meghan and Harry too long, I promise you guys. She's the biggest racist of all. She was passing as white her entire career. She tried, exactly. She was passing as white her entire career. She did not want people to know she was black. She's biracial. Her father's white, her mother's black. And Prince Harry, what an embarrassment. You know, I always thought he would be a tough guy because he was in the army and he was in Afghanistan and everything. No wonder that war went on for over 20 years. These are the tough guys we were sending off to Afghanistan. All right. By the way, it is open phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. You're not limited to the topics that Steve and I bring up. Our number toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rabbi David calling.
Oh, hey, Rabbi.
Hey, I'm calling today about something not political, but something very personal. And I got to thank you. My mother called me up literally crying. You know how it is for someone to hear their mother crying. With excruciating pain in her shoulder. She had physical therapy. She actually went to doctors, rheumatologists, had shots. And I didn't know what to do. But, you know, your mother called me up crying. And I remembered from the show, of course, that you guys have this Dr. Appleton. So I said to my mother, you know, I have these friends who recommend this Dr. Appleton. And I took her down there last week. And, you know, she wasn't expecting much. I didn't expect much from one time. Literally, she wasn't able to sleep before this. She took her last Friday. She slept Saturday half the day away because she didn't have any pain anymore. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I'm telling you this because I really didn't, you know, have much expectation. You know, he's an advertiser. I know you guys got to promote him, but I'm telling you, I'm my mother's hero now.
Well, that's amazing. So Dr. Appleton is rabbi recommended.
Yeah, well, he's a lot.
I like that. Yeah.
He's got rabbinical supervision. You're correct.
Well, thank you, Rabbi. I do want to correct you on something, though. No, we don't have to promote anyone or anything. And before I started talking about Dr. Appleton, I went over there and had the treatment on my knee before I started talking about Dr. Appleton. So, no, but that's awesome.
I know you guys are very sincere about the advertisers, but in general, when someone hears an advertiser, you know, you wonder. You do have to in the back of your mind. But I'll tell you something. You guys are always right on target with your advertisers. And in this case, after one time, she I mean, from crying to me on the phone to sleeping like a baby that night. I'm telling you, I was shocked, and I just have to thank you. I'm not advertising, I'm just thanking you.
Well, thanks so much. Well, let me take this opportunity to give out Rabbi recommended Dr. Appleton's phone number, 954-973-0710, 954-973-0710. Tell him Rabbi David sent you. That's great. I appreciate that, Rabbi.
No, my pleasure. Thank you, and thanks, Steve, very much. I do appreciate it.
Well, thank you. All right, take care, Rabbi. All right. Yeah, you know, those of you that are new to the program, Rabbi David, you hear people from time to time call in and talking about our sponsors and everything. It's a little different than a lot of shows. And, I had no idea he was even on hold. This is one of the things, when you're screenless, when you take calls screenless on the radio, you don't know what's coming. And that's why a lot of these things you don't hear on other shows. But anyway, thanks, Rabbi, for that. And again, Dr. Appleton, 954-973-0710, online, AppletonCairo.com. See, I told you, his mother just had one treatment with Dr. Appleton in the laser away pain treatment, and she's sleeping like a baby. She was in tears before. That is amazing. That is so awesome. All right, so let's get back to the excitement of this very pathetic man, Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy gave a press conference yesterday in the hallway. And I've not really seen Kevin McCarthy speak all that much, honestly. I've seen him say a word here or there. And this press conference, because they kind of caught him in the hallway and he was walking and he was answering questions. And it's a press conference where you get to see the real personality of Kevin McCarthy. Like if he has a scheduled press conference and he's up at the podium, he's got some prepared things, he's like, he's in the head to do it. And every once in a while, you get to see someone's real personality. And one of the things, probably the biggest thing that's been missing from the news cycle this week, I think I mentioned this on the show yesterday, are lip readers. Remember Bill O'Reilly used to have the lip reader on all the time? And we have these cameras showing us everyone having conversations in the House of Representatives. Yesterday I was watching McCarthy standing up at the back, and he was talking to people, and I was dying to know what he was saying. The other day there was a big moment where Matt Gaetz was talking to AOC. We couldn't hear what they said. Yesterday, when Matt Gaetz voted for President Trump the first time, nominated him the second time. The first time when he voted for Donald Trump as Speaker, he sat down. Marjorie Taylor Greene was sitting next to him. She was blushing and said something to him I couldn't make out. And I wish they would, I don't know why they don't bring in the lip readers. I think that it's not an accident. They don't want us to know what they're really saying. The lip readers would be just amazing. In fact, on social media, people have been trying to figure this out. And Bill O'Reilly had a great lip reader, and he would bring her on, and it was really revealing. So anyway, Kevin McCarthy came out yesterday. They caught him in the hallway, and he had a bit of a press conference. And as I said, this is the first time I've seen him like in his real personality, as opposed to this polished thing you see in a regular press conference. Listen, this is Kevin McCarthy yesterday after one of the many rejections that he faced.
No, I'm not putting any time on it. I just think we've got some progress going on. We've got members talking. I think we've got a little movement, so we'll see.
Have you had to walk back the threats of your strip committee assignments from these
We're
members?
not strip. I didn't make those.
Was that a mistake to make that threat?
I didn't make that.
Mike Rogers did.
Yeah, well, you're saying I made the threat, so let's be very clear.
Okay, so this thing, Mike Rogers made the threat, I didn't. Well, of course, he sent Mike Rogers in to make the threat. And you hear how nasty he gets? He did this sleazy thing with Mike Rogers. He gets busted on it, and he's starting to get ticked.
I make the threat, and no members are not going to lose their committee assignment.
How long do you think this is going to drag out for at this point?
I'd love to know, but we're working through and we're making progress today, so we'll continue to talk.
Did your legal neighbor vote for you?
At this stage, would it take this long?
We're 3 days into this. This is the longest since the 1850s.
Well, I have the longest speech on the floor, so apparently I like to make history.
Are you concerned? I mean, you're giving one member the power to oust you if you're speaker. Aren't you gonna?
That's the way it's always been, except for the last speaker. I think I'm very fine with it.
You're fine to cut your potential power as speaker.
Has it undercut the power of all the other speakers?
But it was used over John Boehner.
So why would it cut mine?
But we haven't been in this position since 1859. I mean, doesn't that inherently mean that you would be a weaker speaker?
No. You'd only be a weaker speaker if I was afraid of it.
Okay. Now, he doesn't say much there. The reason I play that, though, is there's not a lot of content there. He doesn't tell you why he's the only one who can be speaker, and he's unlike any other speaker I've ever seen. You know, he's not speaker, but anyone who succeeded and became speaker, they're not like that. People that become speakers of the House are nasty SOBs. And if you go back in time, they don't mince words, they don't play around, they're very dignified, they're tough, they tell you why they have the solutions to all of the world's problems, and they give you the list of everything that they've done and can do. This guy is more effeminate than Mayor Pete in that interview I played earlier, and he's vacuous. He doesn't give you one reason why he is the only guy. All right, listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, welcome back. It is time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Great. What do you have for us today, Barry?
Well, it's the beginning of the year. I just wanted to kind of start from scratch. There may be some new listeners. Want to just reintroduce myself, Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. Our law firm practices only in these areas: estate planning, elder law, and probate. And our offices are in Boca Raton and throughout South Florida. And we've been doing this for a long time, nearly 25 years. And today I'd like to answer one of the most common questions we get. A lot of times people ask us, well, Barry, what's the difference between a will and a trust? Well, before I tell you the difference, the similarities are they both allow you to say where you would like your assets to be distributed to, who's going to get them, and also who's going to be in charge of the distribution process. In a will, here in Florida, we call it a personal representative. In other states, it may be an executor or administrator. And in a trust, it's a trustee or a successor trustee. But the differences include a few things. First of all, a will becomes effective only at death. It doesn't help you during your lifetime, whereas a living trust helps you both at death and during your lifetime. It helps you during disability because your trustee can come in and help you during your lifetime and also distribute the assets at death. They can come in and help you during your incapacity, and it will help you avoid the guardianship process. And also, of course, a trust helps you avoid probate, where a will is your ticket to the probate process, because your assets get titled into the trust. They're not officially in your name, they're in the trust. Whereas with a will, the assets are in your name, and when they're in your name at your death, they go through the probate process, which, of course, if you know anything about probate, it's something you want to avoid. It's very expensive, time-consuming, and it's just something you don't want your family to go through. So hopefully that will answer that question for anyone who is wondering the differences between a will and a trust. If you have any other questions, please feel free to call me at our office.
Yeah, and it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio here, and I'll just tell you a quick thing on how we met Attorney Barry Siegel. Steve had a revocable living trust. It had not been looked at or updated in many, many years, and there had been some family changes, and we were introduced to Attorney Barry Siegel from by someone that we are friends with, Steve and I. And you did a review of Steve's trust, and it had a lot of problems, which of course you corrected and updated it. But if Steve would have passed, that trust, because it had not been reviewed in a long time, would have been basically useless, Barry.
There were some issues with it, but I mean that it's just something where when you sign your estate planning documents, they're done at a certain time, and then life continues on and things change. So it's a good idea for everyone to have their documents reviewed every 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do for our clients. Is we have our clients come in every 3 years for a free review, and that way we can make sure that anything that may have changed in their life, anything that may have changed in the law, of course we keep up with that, anything that may have changed financially, that way they can make sure they have an estate plan that's going to work when they need it to.
That's right. Give the Siegel Law Group a call. Again, a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, you can find them online at siegellawgroup.com or give them a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
You too, Brian.
All right, back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we are back, and there's only one opening on the board where Attorney Barry Siegel was at 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea, what's up?
So I watched that Kevin McCarthy press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And he seemed, not only did he seem really angry, he seemed really rattled. Because he looks like a moron. He looks like an absolute psychopathic, power-hungry moron that doesn't know how to take the L.
Yeah, he also, yeah, I agree with everything you said. And another thing I'll add to that, he seems very entitled.
Well, he did another interview where a reporter asked him, when are you going to stop? Like, when are you going to stop and, step down? And he's like, I'm not going to stop until I win.
Yeah.
How bonkers is that? How completely psychopathic.
Yeah, absolutely. It can only be me. I'm the one. Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. It can only be him. No one else. He's the only one. Which I got to tell you something. Tells you that he's either, I was talking how he's a sociopath. He's either a major sociopath, has nude photographs of every Republican member of Congress that's voting for him and is blackmailing them or something, or he owes a lot of favors to a lot of rich people that donate. In Judge Janine's clip that I played earlier, they pointed out that he had raised $250 million for people running for the House. He's got a lot. He owes the people that donated the $250 million to him, he owes them a lot of favors. So I think he's desperate. If he doesn't become speaker, how's he going to deliver and pay his debtors back? Think about that.
Exactly. Neil Cavuto has one of the Republicans that are voting against him yesterday, and Neil Cavuto was like, well, Kevin McCarthy can raise funds, and the guy just said, this isn't about raising money.
Yep. All right, Andre. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. I just got a text message. Steve is right. Hey, Steve. Good morning. Oh no, you got a very bad connection, Steve. I'm gonna have to disconnect and reconnect, and then we'll bring you back, okay? Because that's a very bad connection there. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Happy Ray Epps Day. It's PJ.
Oh, hey, PJ.
Yeah, but don't you know today is Ray Epps Day?
Oh, is it? Oh, January 6th, Ray Epps Day. It caught me off guard there. Caught me off guard with that one.
If it happens that they choose Trump as Speaker of the House, imagine the poetic justice of it happening on January 6th.
Well, when Ray Epps, he gave some testimony, and the transcript leaked out a week or so ago. I talked about this on my podcast. He said he wasn't working for the FBI on January 6th. I thought that was an interesting phrase. He didn't say he was he he didn't say any other government agency. He just said that one specifically. It was a very legal answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, one thing that's overlooked, nobody has noticed this, but one of the most beautiful things, if they choose Trump as Speaker of the House, is imagine the scene when Biden has to give the State of the Union address in February, and right behind him, glaring down on him, is Speaker of the House, Donald Trump.
That would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but except for one thing, I don't think Biden would have the guts to even show up, which would also be a beautiful thing. Everybody would know he chickened out because of Trump.
Well, Steve Bannon had the best idea. He says that they should make Trump speaker for 100 days. Trump can get the committees and the investigations going in those 100 days, and it would be beautiful.
Yeah, listen, it's a win-win, because here's the deal. Obviously, they would say, okay, we'll have Trump as speaker for 100 days. They would have set everything in motion. And then at the end of 100 days, in the middle of whatever it is in April, when the 100 days are up, he turns it over to Kevin McCarthy.
That sounds like a good deal.
The speakership. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Great deal.
At that point, after all the committees are set and the investigations are in motion and all this financial stuff is being handled, the thing is it would be impossible for Kevin McCarthy to undo it. I mean, if he even tried to do it, they would vote him out as speakers, and he would definitely. He wants it so much, he would definitely just keep going with the path that's been set by Speaker of the House Donald Trump.
Do you think hey PJ, do you think we're going to have a speaker by the time we go on our cruise?
We might have a speaker today.
Might? Okay. All right.
I wouldn't even be a bit surprised if the person that nominates Donald Trump today to be Speaker of the House for 100 days is none other than Kevin McCarthy, because that's the only way. That's his only path that I see right now.
Wait a second, PJ, are you starting cruise drinking already? You said Kevin McCarthy's going to nominate Trump to be Speaker?
because he I'm telling you that he might see it. We'll see what happens. You know, stranger things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's his path to get his what he would consider his precious. You know, Kevin McCarthy reminds me of what was the guy, that little creepy guys in the Lord of the Rings that one of his precious. Oh, the you know what I'm talking about, the gimbal. What's his name?
I don't remember the Lord of the Rings too well. I don't know.
Yeah. Golem, the Golem.
Okay.
His precious. He called it his precious. The ring of power. That's what Kevin McCarthy wants, is precious, and that's precious. The Speaker of the House. That's the only way to get it.
Well, you know, this is. No, I like your idea, PJ. You know, here's the thing. I was talking to Andre about this. Kevin McCarthy took $250 million from donors in this election cycle. They got to be paid back through government expenditures. He's panicked. He owes some very rich and powerful donors $250 million, and unless he's Speaker, how can he pay back these loan sharks?
Yeah, but he didn't personally borrow that money. That's not on him. I mean, you know.
Oh, you think those donors? Oh, really? Remember Harry Reid when he lost the Senate? Didn't go well. Remember Harry Reid? He fell off his exercise bike and had a black eye when he lost the Senate. Yeah. All right. Hey, PJ, take care, man. I'll see you on the cruise. Yeah, that's true. Remember that? He fell off his exercise bike, coincidentally, right after he lost the Senate. Blackened his eye and the whole side of his face. Absolutely. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, it's Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Ma'am, I tuned in a little late today, sorry, but I'm just talking about this deal going to happen. I'm thinking perhaps the deal is going to be to get Democrats to go over, and because McCarthy will do anything to get in. And if that happens, then it's going to be really
That would be beautiful. No, that would be beautiful. It would, if McCarthy makes a deal with the Democrats and they form a coalition government, like in Italy or or in the UK, they do that all the time. That would be beautiful. It would expose the uniparty. They would never be able to recover from it.
Yeah, and then we get rid of him once he gets in there and changes his tune. We'll see. Hopefully it'll all work out, but I don't think President Trump would ever accept being a speaker.
Are you kidding? He would be third in line for the presidency. We impeach and remove Biden and Kamala from office. He's the president.
Yeah, but that would be the big move. But I don't think he would accept it, because once you're president, I don't think you want to be anything else but president. And he's running for president. He knows he's going to.
Oh no! If he became no, there have been former presidents that have gone on to do other things. John Quincy Adams was in the House of Representatives after he was president, and I always forget. There was one president who became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court after they were president. Anyone remember who that was? It would if he became Speaker again, it would be historic.
They certainly would, but that's Donald Trump. I mean,
oh no, it would be. Oh no, he would love it. He would love to be Speaker of the House. Oh yeah.
I would love to see it, but I'm thinking.
It would cause meltdowns in the media. When they mentioned when Matt Gaetz mentioned his name yesterday, they were having meltdowns. Go back and watch the video. Did you hear the gasps?
To see it, but I doubt it.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. Thanks for the call, Doug. All right, take care. We're coming up on our top of the hour break. I'm going to try Steve during the break. We'll do was it Taft that became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court after he was president? No, it'd be awesome. All right, we'll be back. Third hour after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach.
Oh. Was it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just try to reset the website too for.
Yeah, I need that one part because I want to make a spot out of that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that when he started talking about it. Alright, we'll disconnect Steve and just tell him to come back.
Oh. Okay.
It had a problem a few days ago too, so
yeah.
This as well.
I just told him to connect again, but. They're not reconnected?
But he's got to do it, yeah.
They haven't gotten back to me yet, so. Let's see. I know my internet's not working too hot today here. Maybe there's a... Still not reconnected?
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell has $2 grilled chicken burritos that come in 2 bold flavors, Chipotle Ranch and Salsa Verde. They're bursting with grilled chicken and delicious sauces. Get your $2 grilled chicken burrito at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation vary, tax extra. That's traffic up for more. Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. PBKC is kicking off 2023 with exciting events live at the Paddock Restaurant. Big brands, dinner shows, Joey and Maria's Comedy Italian Wedding, and Chris McDonald's memories of Elvis on Valentine's Day. Then get ready to laugh with comedians the Flynn Brothers, Andrew Dice Clay, and Joe DeVito.
No answer. Yeah, you guys got to reconnect to the radio station. You got to reconnect. You got to reconnect your computer to the radio station. Yeah. She'll know. All right. Just the rebooting. That's right, Michael. Where MAGA comes to reboot.
Middleman Eye, your trusted eye practice for cataract surgery. Listen to this Google review.
I just had my cataract surgery, and Dr. Middleman did an outstanding job. I was extremely nearsighted.
Is it raining? No. No, no rain.
Middleman Eye, 2 locations in Jupiter Gardens and West Palm Beach. Call 561-500-EYES. Online at middlemaneye.com. Call or text the Middleman Eye Center today at 561-500-2020 to make an appointment in West Palm Beach or Jupiter.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. I thought it might be Steve calling me back. Yeah, you know, Richie kind of looks like Ray Epps. Richie the bus driver. Just heavier than Ray Epps. Okay, they just connected? Okay, we're good. I've got a massive headache from not having the caffeine this morning. It's awful.
We're good.
Yep, see.
And the open road, don't miss RV Hour, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Hosted by Giant Recreation World second generation owner and CEO, Larry McNamara, and his co-host, Christina Schreider. RV Hour, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Another community first message from Rose. The Rose Love Group wants to
How long after the show do you get the podcast up, usually?
So I usually that second show after it comes on, and then I do it like immediately after.
So like around 10 or so?
Doesn't take too long.
All right, welcome back. Now, if you miss a portion of the show, you can always go to our radio station website about an hour after we get off the air and catch whichever part of the show you missed. Or maybe you want to hear your call, or you want to play your call to your friends and everything else. You can do that. Go to our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com, trueoldiesfla.com, and each day, at about an hour after we sign off the air, the entire 3 hours is uploaded as a podcast at trueoldiesfla.com. And by the way, they're archived up there forever, so you can go way back and just do a whole binge. All right, I think we got Steve. There's only one opening on the board, by the way, on this open phone, open MAGA Mike Friday at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Oh, and you sound good. All right.
The fog is lifted.
Not mine, with this, but anyway. I sound like I'm in trouble? Okay. I thought you meant, okay, I thought you meant the content of the programming for the last 2 hours. Sounded like I was dying, or just struggling. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, okay. Oh, my goodness.
I have my usual couple of questions here that I have.
Oh, here we go.
When our first conversation that we had earlier this morning off the air, you kind of led me to believe that Donald Trump was in play here.
He is.
And as I'm listening, and then I go to other sources and I check things out.
Oh, Fox.
The internet, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Fox News.
And I see no sign of realistic sign that Trump is going anywhere. In fact, when they introduced him, the last time they introduced his name, which was sometime last night, I would describe the first description I had was the old Shelley Berman line. It was the sound of one hand clapping. I mean, there was no response when they brought up his name.
Oh, that's not true, Steve. There were audible, one person in the back. Yeah.
If I rethought it, I might be able to use the phrase a hushed silence.
Yes, that's a good description.
It was, you like that?
That's accurate.
There was nothing like an exuberant, oh great, this would be a great idea. Nobody was really, nothing that I would call an enthusiastic.
I was enthusiastic.
Well, I understand that, but my point is you were the only.
No, Matt Gaetz.
I've been watching a lot, and I don't see a groundswell here.
Okay, let me play it. This is Matt Gaetz.
So, have to restore to the Speaker's office an actual person that ought to be in the Speaker's office, not the squatter who is currently there. And if the architect of the Capitol is listening, I sent a letter, and I would like to know what the basis is to allow somebody to occupy the Speaker's office who comes in second place 10 straight times. Is there like some basis in law or rule or precedent for that? And so I nominate President Trump because we must make our country great again, and he can start by making the House of Representatives great again.
And there's stunned silence, yeah.
Silence, okay. So how do you parlay that into an enthusiastic response to the idea of Trump? I'm enthusiastic about it. I mean, that's my fondest dream. But I don't see a lot of enthusiasm other than you and I.
Well, a lot of times people are forced into doing things they don't want to do. And, I mean, how long is this going to go on, Steve? We've got 11 rejections of McCarthy already. I mean, how many more votes?
I was writing the script for the movie version of this when Matt Gaetz made that proposal. I write a scene where the place erupts in cheers and, and we say, thank God this has happened. The Savior is here. But that didn't happen.
Oh, no, one person yelled at the back, He tried to overthrow our government. You could barely hear her way in the back. You know, they were saying, yeah.
So what is that?
Yeah, it means you know. I think people were so shocked at the brilliance of the suggestion they didn't know what to say.
Okay. Okay.
We got a full board of calls, so yeah, our number is 888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian Vincent Wellington.
Hey.
Yeah, I was just calling in. Great topics today. Yeah, I couldn't believe Greg's call yesterday either. I was listening, just caught that by chance, and to say that Kevin McCarthy's not a sociopath at this point, after he's lost 11 times in a row. I mean, I don't understand how these people think they have a leg to stand on. Who should be the Speaker of the House? We all know the pulse of the people wants it to be Donald Trump. And I think that Matt Gaetz is very clever to kind of tap into that.
Oh, yeah.
How come nobody else tapped into it when he said it?
Oh, no, no, Steve, hold on. That's not true. They don't have microphones down there, so you can't hear a lot of what goes on. But when Matt Gaetz sits next to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and when he nominated President Trump, she was blushing with excitement. She turned over and said something that she was very excited about to Matt Gaetz. I couldn't make it out, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's been backing McCarthy, was really energized when Matt Gaetz did that. You saw it, Vince?
I mean, I definitely saw it. I definitely saw she was smiling. She was red in the face for sure. It was ear to ear. And also, I'll put up that, you know, Trump might be playing a little bit more of the possum in the fact that he would put up McCarthy to kind of satisfy the deep state or the uniparty, however you want to put it. You know, that might be part of what he was doing on purpose to kind of see where the chips fell. And if you've seen, most of the people from Texas were voting McCarthy. 80% of them, I felt. Mm-hmm. You know? And it's sick.
How does that parlay into Trump?
Well, no, I mean, it's just that most of the people from Florida would have voted for Trump, and I feel that way. You know, most of our House members would definitely vote for Trump, but it would be a hard call for the rest.
This is a very realistic thing at this point, because if the votes keep getting drawn out, if the votes keep going and going and going, which I hope they do, and at some point, these Republicans that are fake MAGA, pretending to be MAGA, people are going to start saying, why do you keep voting against Donald Trump? Why do you keep going against Donald Trump? Yeah, and then they'll have to save face with their constituents, start voting for Trump too.
Well, I mean, that being that it is the way it is right now, and it's past any time that our country has ever faced, it's safe to say that we have a broken house and it's divided, and it needs to be mended. And I think that the only way it would really be mended is somebody like Trump.
I mean, let's face it, Donald Trump, at this point in the game, Donald Trump is not a mending figure right at this moment in the game. I don't say he couldn't become.
You're so wrong, Steve. You're so wrong.
I feel that the old guard of the Republican Party has its claws in a lot of the older people and the older generations. You listen to people like Newt Gingrich, and they're way out of touch. They're so far out of touch, they don't even understand.
In fact, Donald Trump, about two or 3 days ago, Donald Trump put on Truth Social, support Kevin McCarthy, and then what happened? Immediately, Kevin McCarthy, who's talking to you? Where are you? Where they think you work? Where are you, Vince?
A store I deliver.
Oh, and they think you work at the store. Okay, so I don't work here. No, he's working now on the radio, guy. No, but when President Trump posted out on Truth Social, support Kevin McCarthy, all of a sudden Kevin McCarthy started making major concessions to the MAGA 20. That's because of Trump. Trump's been moving behind the scenes. Listen, Vince, we got to run for our break. We'll be right back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.9 and 106.9.
It's Macy's Monday sale now. Great deals of the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this is awesome. Every line on the board is lit. So we'll go back to our phones when we get back. Yeah, that's true, Jamie. Or is it Janie? Janie, I'm sorry, Janie. The writing's small. The 100 Days of Trump is an awesome idea. Yeah, this headache from the caffeine has gone down to my neck. It's awful. I take my hat off every once in a while so people don't think I'm bald like Tim Pool, who never takes his cap off because he's bald. See? No bald spots. I'm going to take it easy today. I got a few things I got to do when I get off the air, then I'm going to take it easy today. Nothing's wrong with being bald. I just don't want to be that. I just wanted to take a jab at Tim Pool, actually.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here, and I want to tell you, if you've not already done it, call Sloman's, get your free doorbell camera. You know, Steve, that doorbell camera saved me big time. I was going to be in so much trouble, but the doorbell camera saved me. I'm going to tell it again. Yeah, well, not my cat, my daughter's cat. Now, I've been talking, my daughter moved to California. She took everything with her but her cat, because her cat's very, very old, and I've talked her out of taking the cat, because the cat is, it's home, right? And I'm in charge with the cat, and my wife told me, she says, you know, the worst thing that can happen is something happens to the cat, we're done. And a while back, I was leaving to come to work, and I got a notification that there was some movement at my front door, and I thought it was an Amazon guy, and typically I wouldn't check, because, it's Amazon this time of morning, but I stopped right before I left my development and looked. It was my daughter's cat at the front door meowing to come back in. The cat's an inside cat. It's a house cat, not an outside cat. She snuck out when I was taking out the garbage. If it was not for the doorbell camera from Sloman's, I would have been in hot water. That cat would have, who knows, could have gotten lost forever. And my daughter would have, it would have been rough, Steve. You know how that goes. But listen, you can get a free doorbell camera from Sloman's. I'm going to give you the number, and when you call them, they'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. It's very convenient, too. It's hooked up to the security system. It does all those things. It has night vision, records. The video is always in high definition. The night vision is spectacular. You get a notification anytime there's movement at your door. It's a beautiful thing to have, okay? And you'll love it. Here's the number, all right? Get your free doorbell camera, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. All right, we've got a full board of calls, Steve, so people have things to say. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Berta from Texas.
Hey, Berta.
Hey, Berta.
Well, good morning, Steve. Steve, I'm glad you're on the line. I just feel that, you know, the news and the media are not in tune with the American people. They're really not in tune with the American people. I'm in Texas, and a lot of us are very angry that the representatives representing us are voting for McCarthy.
Let me ask you, Berta, because you're from Texas, and I don't know the answer to this. What's Ronnie Jackson been doing?
I have no...
If anyone... Ronnie Jackson's the Texas congressman who was Trump's doctor in the White House. If anyone knows, I'm curious, how has Ronnie Jackson been voting? Has he been voting for McCarthy?
I have no idea. He's been really hush-hush here. But the ones that we voted in the House are voting for McCarthy, and we're not very happy. The American people are tired of the Uni Party. The Republican Party is not the same Republican Party as before. They're doing, what difference does it make if it's McCarthy or the guy from New York? Honestly, what difference does it make? As long as they're arguing, this is a good thing. This is the reason why it was created this way, so we can discuss it. We can go ahead and, we need to have this kind of...
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Leaving McCarthy aside for the moment, why is there not more of a groundswell, a grassroots kind of wave developing for Donald Trump?
There is, but it's hush-hush, Steve. The thing is, they're trying to cover us up. All of us, only the ones that we know, that we don't depend on the news anymore. We don't even turn on our TVs anymore.
See, Steve, this is, and I think Berta will agree with this, Steve. The Trump thing has just started. We're in on the ground floor of that. This is the beginning of it, and yes, the beginning of Trump.
Long time.
No. I'm talking about. No. This is the big. This is. Hold on, Berta. Hold on, Berta. This is the beginning of him realistically becoming Speaker of the House. It just kind of started happening yesterday. We're on the ground floor of that. It's a new move that is gaining excitement.
I don't think he's going to take it.
Oh, he would in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, he would take it. I know so. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Trump would take
it.
He would. Steve Bannon.
What I said is, Trump's name is not in play because he doesn't.
His name is in play, Steve.
The thing is, Trump. One thing that I agree with Trump the majority of the time, but I didn't agree with Trump endorsing McCarthy. McCarthy's a snake. McCarthy's the same as Pelosi, just in a different party. He owes too many people favors. He's not going to bring us back to joy. It's going to be the same thing, just another party.
I thought so, Dee. Yeah.
Well, that's why they went ahead and that Texas guy, the gentleman, the black gentleman, they named him. He's down to earth and he's a constitutionalist. Somebody that is new to Washington, not someone who's been there for years and hasn't done anything.
So you're not for Trump. So you're not for Trump at this point either.
What do you mean? Of course she is.
Somebody knew, you said.
100%, but I don't think, I might be wrong. I mean, I'm a human being. I don't think Trump will take it.
Wait, slow down. You mean he wouldn't accept it? Why would Trump not accept it? Why not?
It's just a gut feeling, because Trump shoots higher than, to him, that's going to be not enough. He needs to be the president. I mean, it's his personality, Brian. I don't think he'll be Speaker or he'll accept it. Now, if people will talk to him a whole bunch, even Americans, if we start emailing him, this is what we really want, and everything. If we have no choice, then heck yeah, I want Trump.
You know what sounds good to me? You know what sounds good to me, Bertha? That 100-day thing sounds good to me.
Oh, I love that.
I think that sounds good too. So will he accept? Do you think?
Yes. It would be so historic and would turn the world upside down.
You know, our great president's always written history. He's always been a historic president no matter what. So this would really flip everything, you know? But
there's no question of it.
I might be wrong. Yeah, I mean, but I'm telling you, McCarthy and the people that we put in there in the House of Representatives to represent us, we're very angry because they're not representing us.
Well, listen, Berta, thank you for your call. You make some good points. I disagree with you. But, you know, right around the corner is Valentine's Day. And, Steve, I got some news to share with you from Forever Youth, which is right next door to Any Lab Test Now of Boca. You know, we've been talking... Oh, this is huge. I was waiting for you to share this. This is a huge announcement. You know, the Cool Sculpting Elite, which is FDA approved, non-invasive, does everything liposuction does, and removes fat from any part of your body with no downtime and everything else. That's right. For Valentine's Day, Forever Youth is offering the Cool Sculpting Elite for 50% off. That's huge. I actually, when they told me this, I double-checked with them because they sent me an email. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a typo. Well, 50% off the Cool Sculpting Elite. It's for Valentine's Day. Give them a call, and I think you're going to want to call immediately because they can only see so many people a day, right? And this they could fill up quick on this. Here's the number. And again, you got to mention you heard about them on the radio. Get 50% off. 561-717-8081. Now, Forever Youth is an expansion of Any Lab Test Now of Boca, which is in the Sandalwood Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road, north of Hillsboro, on the east side of State Road 7, 441. 561-717-8081. 561-717-8081. All right, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. There's only one opening on our very busy board of calls. I'm surprised that people think that President Trump would turn down being speaker. It's one thing to say he wouldn't get the votes. It's another to say that if he did, he would turn it down. I think he would accept it, and it would be amazing. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Come back with your calls. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-KANE-1 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve's here. We'll be right back. Oh man, tell me yes or no. Would Trump turn it down? I say no. Would Trump turn it down, yes or no, being speaker? Because that's the second or third person that said that today. And it just seems crazy to me. Now, mm-hmm. I still have a headache. No, no, it won't help. It's the caffeine withdrawals from not having it.
Expressways are crash free, but we're seeing delays now on 95 heading northbound coming from Deerfield Beach into Boca. Also some minor slowdowns on 25 heading northbound approaching Lakewood Road, same for 95. Maintain Road east there, westbound at Congress Avenue, a multi-vehicle crash there with stop and go traffic on both sides. Gateway Boulevard,
Yes, a dish. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Khan, Nooney, and Singh. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Have you heard the Klingon proverb that revenge is a dish better served cold? Admiral, remember?
This is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell has $2 grilled chicken burritos that come in 2 bold flavors: Chipotle Ranch and Salsa Verde.
I need water. You think so? Okay, I'll go get some water. I'll take everyone's advice.
Time only while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra. That's traffic on Chris Barr.
Traffic and service of Palm Beach Kennel Club. Start your year winning the poker room at PBKC with a $100,000 guaranteed Monster Multi-Flight Tournament, January 5th through the 8th. PBKC's Lunch with a Legend series. Enjoy an intimate lunch with legendary sports stars like Dolphins great Nat Moore on January 10th. Play your favorite casino table games like 3-card poker or Ultimate Texas Hold'em with just a $5 minimum. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326.
Right. I went and got some water because you guys were saying 2326. I went and got water because you guys were saying get some water.
The Steve Kane 2023 MAGA Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With exclusive exclusive events just for our group. Fine dining together every night. Cocktail parties, shore excursions, onboard activities, and a whole lot more. On the line is Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Ian, why should listeners book right now?
I blocked this group space during COVID, during the height of the pandemic, so we've got some incredible deals.
Call Ian right now and lock in your cabin.
For the two people that said Trump would turn it down on Truth Social, he just posted him
Yeah.
photoshopped in the seat. So.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Steve when we get back.
Like, oh, look at that. Can't say he doesn't listen to this show.
That's right. He's listening to Mar-a-Lago.
Probably heard everyone
Yeah.
saying he wouldn't take it. It's like,
See? There he is. Trump posted that on Truth.
Genius, I love it.
Mm-hmm. I had a glass of this before I came back. This is the second one, so.
Specializing in the rejuvenation of smiles, facial skin, and body remodeling. No pain, no surgery, no downtime. Looking for Botox, dermal fillers, or sleep apnea therapy? Attune Dentistry has you covered. Call today for a free consultation. 561-702-0039. Attune Dentistry in Jupiter. Call now. 561-702-0039. You'll be glad you did.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right. You know, Steve, I got to tell you, one thing about being on the radio, you never know who's listening, right? And this is something, you know, Mar-a-Lago is right down the street from our beautiful radio station. In fact, every day when I drive to the radio station from home, I drive by Trump Force One, President Trump's plane at the Palm Beach airport, drive by the exit for Mar-a-Lago, and our radio station's coverage area, of course, covers Mar-a-Lago, and anytime I go to Mar-a-Lago, I put on True Oldies, and there we are. And President Trump, you never know who's listening, and these calls are screenless. You never know who's on the phones either. President Trump posted up on True Social, Steve, a photograph of him at the next State of the Union sitting in the speaker's chair. And making a funny, yes, and making a funny face. Joe Biden's giving the State of the Union. Willie Brown's girlfriend is sitting in her chair, and Donald Trump is sitting where you would normally see Pelosi at the State of the Union. So you never know. I'm going to take that as a sign that the greatest president ever is tuned in. I mean, that's amazing. And, you know, I remember there was a time, you know, I tell people, Rush used to listen to this show. He no longer listens because he's sadly no longer with us. And sometimes you would have it. Steve knew Rush, and they worked together and all this stuff. But Rush Limbaugh listened to this program, and sometimes we would be talking about something that was very off the wall, and Rush would do it the same day. One of them was we were talking about men doing chores around the house, like mopping and stuff. Remember that? It was kind of an off the wall topic for us. Yeah, house husbands. And that came up on the show because I do things like that at home, and Steve was making fun. Same day, Rush talked about that on his show, and it was just one of the many confirmation. Many other times too. That's just one example because it's something so far out there for either of us to talk about. But that was kind of like this post of I know Steve's all choked up over it. This post that President Trump made, I kind of take that, Steve, as a signal from Mar-a-Lago that I'm listening. But anyway, let's go to the phones, and who knows who's on these lines. All right, good morning, you're on the air. What's your name, where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen, it's Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg.
Yes, good morning, good Friday. Do you really think, Steve, you're a betting man, 2 topics. Do you really think Trump is going to be the next Speaker of the House? And are you calling England to place a bet on it?
Well, I mean, if you did you hear my call earlier in the show?
Right, you don't believe that, do you?
That's what the call was about. I said I find it hard to believe that if this was a groundswell, that it wouldn't have gotten more of a enthusiastic reception when Gaetz brought it up. So you know the
right,
answer.
and you don't see Trump.
Why are you asking? Why? I got a question for you. Why are you asking me questions when you know the answer?
No, but do you think Donald Trump actually wants this job? That was really the point of it. He Truth Social. So you're saying that one tweet with him sitting there in the Speaker House. Now he's endorsed it and he's running.
Look, Greg.
Is he running for Speaker of the House?
I don't second guess Donald Trump because he's a smarter man than me, and I can't anticipate what he has in mind here. I'm just saying, if it had his approval, and if he was behind promoting it, I think you would see more evidence of that. That's what I said on the air 20 minutes ago.
We're on the same page.
You're asking me a redundant question.
All right, Donald Trump will never be Speaker of the House. Anyone that thinks he will, maybe should drink more coffee. I think that might help him. But here's the other thing, Steve. Did you watch the game with the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals?
Yes.
Yes. And Brian thinks they should have continued the game.
I do
too.
Excuse me. Not just I believe that, not just Steve. What's the guy's name, Steve? Hamlin? Hamlin believes it too. He woke up from the coma. He woke up from the coma and said, who won? He agrees with us.
He was coming out of an induced coma.
And he said, who won? And he said, who won?
And what did he just come out of a sedated state of mind after suffering?
He agreed with us.
No, he didn't agree with you. He came out of a sedated state of mind after suffering cardiac failure. And you're basing your opinion like, oh, now I was right, based upon his...
I think it's a good indication of how he felt. I think it's a good indication of what was on his mind.
No, like, Steve, when you were watching it in real time, do you think...
Wow.
...could have continued the...
Pathetic. How pathetic.
Of course.
Yes, the players are crying on the sideline. Their teammate is just experiencing...
Well, I would give them enough of a... Let me answer your question. I'd give them enough time to stop crying.
There's no crying in football. Remember that? It's a league of their own. 12.
How old are you, Greg?
No. What is that relevant about, Steve?
Because I'm going to give you an example. I don't want to use.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Wow, he's embarrassed.
Namath stays. Johnny Unitas stays. Does that mean anything to you?
I think I was coming out of my mother's womb at the time.
If this was back in the 50s, you figure they would have stopped the game in the 50s?
Joe Namath was the 70s, Greg.
Steve, does that make it correct?
Yeah, I mean, you and I have a different idea of what's correct.
Greg, when the guy woke up, he said, who won? Do you think that they told... Let me finish my question and then answer it. When he asked who won, do you think they said yes, or do you think he said you play with a bunch of girls, they were too broken up, and they stopped the game? What do you think they told him in the hospital?
No, I know what they said.
What did they tell him? Tell him.
They think you
Well,
won.
I'll tell you what, Greg.
Let me finish.
Oh my.
Right, let me do this.
Okay.
Greg, give me an example based on your lifetime experience where you ever saw football players from the 50s, 60s, and 70s crying on the field.
Like girls.
Have you ever
No,
seen a
you
football
can't
player
do it
die
because
of a
they
heart
didn't do it in those days.
No, because
They were tough.
no one
They understood they had a job to do.
No one ever had a heart attack and died literally on the field. Are you not
He
saying
didn't
that?
die. Oh, he's dead? Hold on, we got a new scoop. We got a scoop here. He's dead?
When your heart stops,
You just
you're
told
dead.
me he died. You just told me he died. Is he dead?
His heart.
Is he dead?
And Brian, I hope you have. He died on the field. His heart stopped. Grasp that concept? Are you in your 70s? You're too
Yeah,
old
and
now?
it started again. It started again.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
want to.
it
You
started
don't want to.
again,
You
but
don't want to understand my point. So there's no.
No,
point.
you don't understand. The point is, a man's heart stopped. They took 9 minutes to resuscitate him.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Let me apologize. I'm wrong, and you're right. I didn't realize you're under the impression that I'm suggesting that the guy who that Hamlin should have played. No, I think they should have given Hamlin.
Tony, no good. You're laughing at now. You know what you.
No, I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at you, Greg, not Hamlin. Oh my goodness. What a dope. Hamlin agrees with us, and he's upset. The only dying that's taken place, Greg was dying in that call, I'll tell you. And I'll tell you what I found interesting. You know what's interesting about that whole conversation is he didn't want to tell you how old he was. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, and he, because he's much older than he wants to admit. And that, you know, that's a very effeminate characteristic. I've never heard a man not want to say how old they are. Women, yeah, but a man, that's something. I don't know. I've never known.
On the air,
I tell him, but he won't tell him. But yeah, that's interesting, and I don't know. Well, anyway, if you're on hold, stand by. Every line on the board is lit. The phones are on fire today. Greg is hysterical. And I think a lot of people actually owe both of us, Steve, an apology. Hamlin agrees with us. The game should have continued. And we've had people this week say terrible things about both of us because we agree with Hamlin that the game should have continued. And I think those people owe us all an apology, starting with Greg, too. All right, we'll take our last break and be back with the Gold Report.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and each morning at this time, we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals ending the first week of the year?
Yeah, they're actually pretty strong this morning. They gave us a great buying opportunity yesterday, which we alluded to yesterday morning, saying that the down market was the first we've seen in a while, as this market has been rallying. So it gave us a great buying opportunity yesterday. It gold closed down about $35 at $1,833.20 the ounce. Silver was also down and closed at $23.22, while platinum closed down at $1,058, and palladium was down to $1,670. Of course, the rally continues now this morning, up $11.80 right now on gold. That's at $1,845 the ounce. Silver's up to $23.50 right now. That's up 28 cents. Platinum's up $8 at $1,066, and palladium is up $15 at $1,685. So, you know, we still have a great buying opportunity, still down from the highs where we were up in the $1,866 range on gold. So take advantage of this dip. It looks like it's not going to last very long.
Yeah, I mean, these are just amazing numbers. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. You can give him a call, toll free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, williamyoungerman.com, or stop right in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, have a great weekend. We'll talk on Monday. All right, back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back. And you know, Steve, the countdown to Valentine's Day has begun, and Anne Marie's in Pompano is a great date night place any night of the week, but especially on Valentine's Day. And you and I, we talk so much about the great food, and the food is spectacular. We don't talk about the atmosphere too much because we're so into the food, but the atmosphere at Anne Marie's, it's a great, great romantic place to go for Valentine's Day. I'm sure you agree. And they have a wine club, so they have a wine cellar with great wines, and the atmosphere inside is just great. And you can't go wrong taking your significant other to Anne Marie's for dinner on Valentine's Day. I'm going to give you the number. I don't know if they're taking reservations or not. I wanted to find out yesterday, and it escaped my mind. But give them a call and ask, because if they are taking reservations, you'll want to lock them in because it's going to fill up over there. Here's the number, 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. Anne Marie's is located on the northwest corner of Copans Road and US 1 Federal Highway in Pompano in the same plaza as the movie theater. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Again, the number, 954-889-6600 for Anne Marie's. Oh, man. All right, there's one opening on the board where, well, no, I take that back. There are no openings on the board. We have a full board now. Go ahead. Well, there's not much time left, but okay, let's go. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Helen from Kansas again.
Helen, it's once per day. You called earlier. It's one call per day, all right? All right, take care. All right, I wouldn't be so short, but time's short and phones are busy. Good morning, you're on the air.
Oh, Jesus. Tom from Florida. Good morning, guys.
Hey, Tom.
How you guys doing today? Good?
We're doing good. What about you?
All right, good. Another day. Just about to pump some gas and get to work. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about this guy who passed out and is alive, or are we talking about Trump and the Speaker of the House?
We're all over the place.
We're all over. Well, in my opinion, I mean, I know for MAGA Republicans, that would be a huge, huge win. And, you know, just to even mess with the party and mess with the Democrats a little bit, they would love that. You know, to make Trump speaker, but I don't think he would take the job. I mean, you know, I just don't think he'll do it. To me, I think Trump thinks it's beneath him.
Okay.
Presidency, he doesn't want that speakership.
Let's explore what you're saying. When you say you think it's beneath him, certainly it's not his ultimate goal, but it might be an interesting transition at this point to get him in the middle of the game and get him cooking and involved, you know, with an eye towards leading to other things.
Steve, I'm sorry, but I just don't think there's no way, impossible. Yes, he'll get 20 votes maybe automatically, but there's no way he's going to reach 200.
Why? Well, no.
Couldn't get elected to the speaker's role.
Well, I mean, I believe there's two aspects. I believe that, and I believe that he's not going to take it because he believes, or I'm sorry, that would make me characterizing him a little bit. I think that it's beneath him in some way, and I think that he thinks it too.
Well, why did he post the photograph of him as speaker during the next State of the Union on Truth Social?
Floating around, they would love it as a good idea. You know, it's Trump. You know, he likes.
Yep. Foreshadowing. Could be foreshadowing.
The art of the deal is how Trump, you know, likes to do things, and however he thinks as the one guy said, with Trump, he's trying to play checker. I mean, he's trying to play chess, and everybody else is playing checkers, jumping around.
Yeah.
Trump wants what he wants, but at the same time, I just,
Well, let me ask you your opinion on something else. What are your thoughts? It's absolutely amazing that a man wakes out of a coma and agrees with me and Steve that they should have continued the football game. Isn't that amazing?
Listen, it's a double-edged sword in a bittersweet situation. Okay, you know what I mean? And these guys going back and forth. Honestly, you could have took the gentleman off the field and you could have played the game. You know what I mean? In all reality, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's their fault that they didn't move him off the field right away and start procedures on him. Instead of in front of hundreds of thousands of people watching. That's what got the awe and the shock. You know what I mean?
The bottom line is, I'm very sorry. I'm having a little allergic attack.
All right, no, Steve, never apologize. You're good, buddy.
The bottom line of this is, it's going to affect the final standings and the playoffs. I mean, that's the reality. We never got to discussing that aspect of it. I have a major investment in Kansas City to win the Super Bowl, so I have more than casual interest in it, But this game is going to have an effect on who's in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
No, you don't hear anyone talking about that.
As a tie or something? Aren't they going to do it as a tie, Brian? Aren't they doing it as a tie?
They're tied going in for the second spot. I think Kansas City is in the lead spot. I think they're number 1 seed. But after that, the next two are Buffalo and Cincinnati. So it's going to affect who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Going to go all over the place, but I mean, besides the where the sports world is going to go from now, with safety pads and all this other stuff.
Well, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Thanks for the call. Now, what? Now,
because it's a danger.
It's hazard pay, but I think the most important point to be made here is that Steve and I were both right. They should have continued the game, and Hamblin agrees with us. All right, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
George, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, George.
Hi.
Go ahead, you're up, George.
With the Trump as speaker, would that entail legal problems in the sense of his presidential campaign? He would have to suspend the campaign?
No, he would. You can't hold 2 federal offices, but he would only be holding 1. No, he would have to resign if he were elected president, but he could still run. People in Congress run for president all the time.
He says he's running. He's going to be in the speaker's race, call it.
He could still run.
He'd have to suspend his presidential campaign.
No. If that were the case, it would have had to happen yesterday when he got nominated. Okay. Okay. All right. Take care. All right. Let's go. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From Jupiter.
Are you sure? Yeah, positive. Go ahead, Scooter.
Positive. Okay. So the other day I called you, and I was appalled by the fact that you were being insensitive to
There we go.
this number 3
There goes the apology.
situation. Did you talk to the doctors? Have you talked to the doctors about him saying he should have continued the game?
It's being reported in every news outlet on the planet Earth.
So you believe everything you hear in the news?
Okay. So the doctors and all the press, they're all lying.
No, I'm not saying they're lying. I'm saying did you talk to the individual? I'm asking you, did you talk to him, to the injured player?
That just came out of the coma, Hamlet? No.
So this matter of fact, was in the ambulance.
Exactly. Hold his hand. Yeah.
Here's my other point. They're not making up the game. Okay?
Yes.
So what does that tell you?
They're not going to make up the game?
Hold on. He finally asked a good question. it tells me that it's going to affect the outcome of the season. And it was a very important decision.
Yeah.
They initially made the right when the coaches were willing to get them out there. And then, of course, a couple of the players' union people got them and said this is not politically correct and we're going to get criticized. And we don't want to get criticized. They're going to say we're insensitive. So let's play it safe and let's just cancel everybody that's paid millions of dollars to watch the game. Let's just tell them to screw themselves.
Yep.
You know, we're bigger than the sport.
That's right. You know, he's dumbfounded. You know what I'm amazed at you, caller? You know what really amazes me? Here's a man who clinically died on the field. They brought him back to life. He's in a coma. He wakes up, and he says, "Who won?" And you're upset. You're upset that the guy who suffered thinks they should have continued the game. I don't know why you've got such a personal vested interest in this.
I told you why I had a personal interest in it. I'm a huge sports fan.
Oh.
For my whole life. And I have not read what you're talking about.
Well, I'm sorry that you're not informed. I'm sorry you're not informed, but it's reported in every media outlet on the planet Earth today and yesterday.
I watched it today.
No, he's not informed. He's in a coma now, Steve. The caller in Jupiter's in a coma.
Excuse me. Don't go negative on me with this. Okay? Don't go there. Don't go there.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, listen.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, he's... Uh-oh.
The Today Show today, they were saying he was communicating by writing stuff. He still can't talk. And I now posted here that he said they should have played the game.
When you say who won, what does that imply?
Hold on. The first thing he wrote down, because he was communicating by writing, the first thing he wrote down was who won the game.
Yeah.
I did hear that. I did hear that.
Oh, so he lied earlier, Steve, too. You lied. You said you didn't know about this story. Now you said you did.
I didn't lie, mister. Okay, what?
Mister.
I heard.
Mister.
He asked who won the game. He asked that. They told him he won the game twice. I did hear that.
Okay, so they lied to him.
About
he won. No, he
I
won.
didn't hear anything about they should have played the game.
Excuse me. What?
He doesn't even know what he's saying, Steve. This guy's so confused.
Did he just switch sides?
You guys are both morons. Goodbye. You're both morons.
Oh, he's another coward. Another coward. He must play on that football team, on the knees crying.
I'll stay on the phone with you. I'm not a coward.
Okay.
You guys are both morons, though. Both of you.
Good.
Yeah.
Hang up.
Including MAGA.
Oh.
It's just so off base.
Oh. He doesn't like
What is that?
Trump sniffer, he said. He said, we're Trump sniffers.
Desperately trying to get him up on now.
The show's almost over. We only got a minute left. This is fine. They got a minute.
I love it.
You call this rolling? You think you're on a roll? You're rolling down the hill, buddy.
The fact that you're going to keep me on for another minute. Yeah, I'm rolling. I'm
Can
rolling.
I ask you a question? What are you making a fool of yourself in front of thousands of people?
Well, first of all, I don't think you have thousands of people listening.
Are you? Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't think you have thousands of people.
Oh, yeah.
More than 10, 20,000 people listening to your show.
Well, that's thousands. That's thousands. That's thousands. Well, you're very lucky. We're out of time. He says not more than 20,000. So that's thousands. That's tens of thousands, actually. Oh, my goodness. Listen, it's been a great week. Those of you who want to hold, I'm sorry we didn't get to you. See, we're out of time. Oh, I already got a name. I'll unveil it next time. If you're on hold, you're welcome to hold on till Monday. We're out of time for today, but if you want to hold on through Monday, you're welcome to do that. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve has been here. This is Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. See you Monday.
WWNN AM Pompano Beach, WMIRK HD3 Indiantown.
Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Make sure you